listening to the Friendswood High School Mustangs on the MCS Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hometown Bank, Select Spine and Sports Medicine, JSC Federal Credit Union, Generators of Houston, Motor Trends, Montz and Mayer Dental Group, and by RE/MAX. And now, the voice of the Mustangs, Kirk and Justin Lowe.
Friday night, not by the weather, but the fact that we're right here getting to watch this great game of football. This is Kirk Lowe, joined as always by Justin Lowe. You are listening to the MCS broadcast of Friendswood Mustang football 2018, jump ahead, 2018 homecoming game tonight, and it is a good one. Friendswood, one district loss. Shadow Creek, no losses on the season. It's going to be a battle on the field tonight. And dare I say, a battle at halftime for that homecoming queen. Justin, welcome in. What do you think about this game tonight?
Tighten up as well. They have a stunning quarterback with electric speed. Friendswood's DNs are going to really have to be on top of their game tonight and do what they can to contain him.
You're absolutely right. Right now, we're going to go to the coaches show, the Pinnacle Construction Coaches Show, to hear Coach Robert Koopman's thoughts on tonight's Shadow Creek Friendswood ball game. When we come back, it'll be time for kickoff. Again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is the Hometown Bank of Friendswood pregame show. Right now, we are joined by Coach Robert Koopman. No, we're fine on that. So it's can you hear the interview? Can you hear us?
I can hear you through.
Because it'll be the microphone.
Testing.
I think another reporter the other day, when I turned in my four, it's not their first. That's the thing. They've been playing varsity football. They just didn't have a district affiliated with because they turned in their numbers late for the last realignment.
Okay.
No, this is really their third year.
Okay.
And so they've got seniors on campus that have played 3 years of varsity football.
Right.
You know, last year they played Midland schools. They traveled all over the state. If you had an open week, they were going to travel. And so they logged, I forgot how many miles, playing some really good private schools.
Right.
So no, this is just their first varsity affiliated with the UIL district.
So they're almost like an AAU travel team last year.
It was almost, in the sense that they put in miles and miles and miles traveling last year.
And they pull from what originally would have been parts of Manville, parts of some Fort Bend schools. How did that?
No, just parts of Manville. So,
part of Manville.
So if you look at the way their junior highs are set up over there, they now get. So their two junior highs are Nolan Ryan Junior High and the New McNair, and those feed into them.
Okay.
And as I can tell you, watching junior high football, there's talented kids in those junior highs down there that are funneling up.
Yeah, well, if anybody knows Manville football for the last day, you know some talent.
So Manville High now gets Manville Junior High and Rodale Palms.
Gotcha.
They get those two.
Okay.
So,
well, Coach, it's not so much about what Shadow Creek's strengths are. 'Cause their strengths are across the board. What areas do you feel like you guys can maybe try to exploit a little bit tonight?
You know, they're definitely a speed team. They're not huge. They're not big, and their skilled kids aren't 6'2" and 6'3". Their skilled kids are 5'10", 5'11", and so, we feel like not a lot of everyone's running spread. We think they're tailored to the spread. We're a spread team too, but we'll get double tights and things like that, and so we think, we won't putting some of those dudes on line of scrimmage with tight ends and things will be something that we can. And we run the ball pretty physical when we're running the ball, and so how physical do they want to be? Is kind of the gun. So keep the quarterback in the pocket. That dude, he kills you when he gets out of the pocket. And so many people, when you look blitzing, and they come off the edge and their angles are bad. So all week we've been talking about keeping him in the just keep that cat. He didn't want to throw in the pocket. Right. He wants to be outside of it. And he's not a big kid. Right. And so we've really worked this week on getting a rush in his face and keeping him inside. Which is hard because high school kids, they see the edge, they want to go, take the edge, and so they've got to be disciplined and keep him in.
Is that something you put a spy on that guy for the game, or does that?
We do spy, but who you spy him with is probably the fastest dude on the field. We had Tyler. Everyone talked about. We tried to spy him, and he outran our spy. Yeah, he's a fast little dude. So because if you want to really spy him, you got to take your linebacker off the field and put a Colton on a lot or something.
That's what I was going with,
and something like that.
Yeah.
And so now all of a sudden you've really altered the defensive structure for it. So
now is he when he does get that scramble, is he looking to run or is he?
No, he's looking to throw. That's where he kills you. Is that your secondary holds up, and then all of a sudden the ball's going 30, 40, 50 yards down the field with him breaking everything down. Right. And that's where their big plays come from, and so, so that's the challenge you have for them. So our challenge is keep him in the pocket, make him throw on time, do all those things that maybe aren't their strength.
Right.
So,
well, I think too, homecoming game, all the hype, all the hype with Shadow Creek, #1 here, #9 in the state area here, blah blah. Bottom line is, I know your kids got to be excited about the opportunity.
Our kids just love playing football.
Right.
So they're excited about it. And we're going to play this game, and then we're going to come back next Thursday and play Hightower, and then we're going to come back and play Terry because that's what this game's about. Right. And we knew it was going to be a dogfight every night in this district, and that's what it's turning out to be.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, good luck to you guys this evening.
Thank you.
And that's Coach Robert Cooper with the Friendswood Mustangs. We'll be right back here on the Pinnacle Construction pregame show.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. I just want to test this out.
Stop. That's how we stop. Okay.
Welcome back to the Pinnacle Construction Coaches Show. Right now we're joined by the head coach of the Friendswood Mustangs. As always, Coach Robert Koopman. Coach coming in 2-0. Starting the district season off well. Got a big test tonight, though.
We do have a big test tonight, so it's exciting how we played last week. I thought we played well defensively, or especially we played well, but offensively we started clicking. But this is a different football team coming in tonight. It's a quality football team with some really special, talented kids on their side.
Well, I think you guys right now, after last week, again, just continue to play. The in-sync quarterback, receivers, defense. I think it just continues to get better every game from my vantage point.
And I do loose. We've been protecting him since the first week or two. Been protecting him a lot better, and get him routes and get it out of his hands quicker too. And I think that's a coaching decision on that. And so, no, offensively, we're playing really well. And the difference is we're able to run the ball a little bit with a little power and a little physicalness and throw the ball, which is how we win. Is we can't be one-dimensional.
Sure. Well, Coach, you and I talked about last week, Austin Alvarez. How more of a concerted effort a couple games ago to really focus. I guess it was a Laporte game. Really more concerted effort to get in the ball. And though teams know that, you still got to stop that. And boy, he's just a tough one.
Because he's a kid that you're gonna, we keep wondering when people are gonna start bracket covering him and move people over to that side and help the cornerbacks out, and they haven't yet. We're preparing for it.
Sure.
Other receivers that we've got the answers if they do that, but right now they're leaving cornerbacks with him, and so Foster's got a couple of good cornerbacks, so we'll see what they do with him.
Yeah, something else I saw last week, y'all got the one touchdown to Christian Lee, put him at tight end. I like it. He's such a nice option to have virtually, for that offense.
He is, he moves from slot to tight end to wide receiver, and what we've learned through the years in modern football is people really don't know how to cover tight ends. They don't see them much.
Kind of forget about them all of a sudden.
They really don't even know how to defend them in the run game right now because no one lines up in tight ends.
Right.
My coaches give me a hard time in my love of double tight. It's always my default that defense coordinators cannot hide double tight.
Right.
And so having Christian be able to do that and not take him off the field and substitute that's big for us.
Oh, no, absolutely. And you're right, though. We were saying before that play last week when Christian scored the touchdown, I think Justin made the comment, he goes, this is going to go to Lee. I mean, you could just tell the way the defense was set up. He was going to be wide. I mean, just a matter of, they're going to forget him, sure enough, and just easy. Of course, he got the hands, like I said, of a big-time receiver out there. So, what a nice weapon to have. And also last week, of course, a lot I thought ran the ball real well.
Ran the little sophomore, Noah Palet's brought up, his first time.
Sure did.
He sure wasn't shy.
No.
So we keep talking about. One of the coaches said, take a picture of him now and see what he's going to look like his senior year. It's going to be a totally different person.
Right. Wow.
But but he's a sophomore, but he's got vision and he ran the ball hard too.
Sure did.
We put bodies on bodies with the offensive line, and that's what we got to do. All
right, Coach. So you've got the proverbial, I guess you would call murderer's row, whatever. Coming up.
Maybe the rest of
And we're back, so we're going to cut Coach Koopman off a little short there. You're fine. We're going to just get this thing ready to go. About 3 minutes away from kickoff. Wanted to get to hear the national anthem live tonight. Shadow Creek crowd still filling in, coming in from Alvin. Friendswood crowd, it's a little drizzly out here tonight, but it is homecoming, and the crowd is starting to pick up. Student section's already filled up to the top as always. And I'm going to give an early shout-out to our squeegee man, who is unnamed, but we will show him love as we're going to need this tonight here in this press box as we are all kind of looking through the fog here tonight at this game. Again, as Justin was saying earlier, Friendswood coming in at 2-1 in district. This is a critical game. Keep them off that 500 mark. For Shadow Creek, they have yet to taste anything close to what would be a defeat this year. Their closest game so far this season. Justin, you got my sheet over there. Nope, no, you don't. We're going to go back and look at their.
We'll get it to you later.
Keep talking.
Shadow Creek has been dominating every one of their games so far this year.
The closest game was Angleton, 35-14. First district game and one of the biggest losses for Angleton in many years. Then Shadow Creek comes back, takes care of Texas City, 59-0, 59-16 versus Ball last week. And again, both those games are over in the first half, as Shadow Creek has put up 40 in the first quarter the last 2 weeks in a row. Don't anticipate that tonight at all. Friendswood's defense has shown mettle the last few weeks. These guys have grown up week after week. And again, save for a couple of just little miscues last week, they're looking at being 3-0 right now in the battle of undefeateds.
Yeah, absolutely. And this game is huge for Friendswood. Like you said, Friendswood could have easily come out of last week undefeated. Few bad breaks, couple of miscues, and they are still on top of this district. This game is huge for the Mustangs. If they want to finish at the top of this district, they're going to have to come out with a win. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Shadow Creek is the top dog, and Friendswood really needs to prove themselves tonight.
So Shadow Creek, again, they have the record, no doubt about it, number 9 in the state of Texas. The funny thing is they were picked 6th in the district in preseason. That just shows you right there. I'm not sure what coach. I mean, the coaches knew what was over there, but maybe because they weren't proven on the field yet as their first official varsity season. But regardless, they're not going to surprise anybody now. Justin, what is it going to take tonight for Friendswood, though, to come out on top of this game just to keep this thing close in the first half?
Biggest thing for Friendswood is containing that quarterback of the Sharks. He is short, doesn't look much like a QB, but boy, he has some serious speed. It's going to be tough for those ends to keep contained on him tonight. They're going to have to dial up some pressure, get hits on him early, and make him uncomfortable. Don't let him sit back there in the pocket and read, and especially don't give him time to sit there and tuck that ball away and take off.
Yeah, and for the defensive backs, too, as they do that, Justin, when they see him start to scramble, they cannot leave those receivers because he is known to get to that line of scrimmage and pop up a 30 or 40-yard strike. So you got to stay in that coverage the whole time. And the linebackers, I mean, speed is speed. You know, you can't just spy a quarterback if you don't have that speed there. They're going to have to do a good job of, again, containing, knowing their roles, filling their gaps. Not, again, like I said, you can't let him get outside tonight because once he gets outside in that open space, that's what they want to do. You'd almost rather see Shadow Creek get the ball about the 20-yard line going in because you can condense that field. The open field is their friend for sure. We're going to come back. We're going to do a live national anthem here, and then we'll get ready to kick this thing off. Absolutely marvelous right there. Wonderful job. And we are going to have the captain meeting on the field and get this thing going. A couple little pregame stats for you football fans to know. Shadow Creek comes in leading the district in team offense, averaging 436 yards a game. Friendswood comes in 5th at 359. Shadow Creek also has the number 1 defense in district this season, giving up 207 yards per game. Friendswood's giving up 301. Some of the players you're going to hear tonight: Marquez Hoolan, number 5 rusher in the district, right ahead of Revere for Friendswood, averages about 9 yards a carry. Luke comes in at 6. Colton Halada's in at 5, and then Shadow Creek has a sophomore, Isaiah Harper, averaging about 5.5 per carry. Passing-wise, Jamarian George, we've talked about him, already thrown for 1,300 yards this season with the longest 72. Passer rating's phenomenal, got almost 70% completion percentage. Luke Gurdon, though, right behind him with a 56% completion percentage. The receivers, of course, you got Alvarez for Friendswood. We know Christian Lee, Zamora. Shadow Creek has Keelan Jackson, which you'll hear a lot about tonight. Again, these are just 2 quality opponents. Some might say the 2 best teams in the district. Foster would disagree since they got the win here last week, but regardless, this is part of that murderer's row. They had Foster last week. They have Shadow Creek tonight. Next Thursday, by the way, we'll be here live next Thursday. Actually, we'll be in Fort Bend, playing the Fort Bend Hightower Hurricanes. Justin, we have the captain meeting on the field.
Out there tonight for the Mustangs, we have Austin Alvarez, Luke Gurdon, Luke Revere, and Big Mike Gibson.
The toss was made. Friendswood wins the toss. Friendswood decides to receive the ball as they will go on offense. And with a high-powered offense of Shadow Creek, I think it's a great decision.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get up early if you're the Mustangs. It's going to be a hard time to come back against the Shadow Creek Sharks. They put up points. They put up points early, and they rout teams in the first half. And I think that can really come back to – it can benefit Shadow Creek, and it can hurt Shadow Creek. If Friendswood puts up a tight game, their star players, they're not going to have reps in those high-pressure situations. They've just been out there playing loose each game this season so far. On the other hand, all of their guys are rested. They are healthy and ready to play.
They've almost played about a game and a half less than Friendswood because they've been sitting out those second halves.
Absolutely, and in football, that is huge.
So for Friendswood, again, in my opinion, the key of the game here, Justin, is ball control. Run that clock. You got a great offensive line. You got a strong running game with Halad and Revere back there. Why not just pound the ball, in between the tackles? The defensive line for Shadow Creek is not their strength. Their strength is speed and in space. We'll see what Coach Koopman has decided to do tonight. And also, by the way, another running back who I do like, Noah Pallets. Also give that guy some carries. Now, again, we will see how it's going to go. For Friendswood, we have Zamora and Alvarez back deep to receive this kick. See who Shadow Creek comes out with. Again, tonight's game is brought to you by Hometown Bank of Friendswood, Pinnacle Construction, Jenner G Remax, Frank's Collision Centers, Motor Trends of Alvin, and more as we will get to as the game progresses. The kick is down to Zamora. Zamora with a little pitch back to Alvarez, 10, 15, 20, got a seam, 25, 30. 35-40, still on his feet. Nice job, Austin Alvarez. And Friendswood's first drive of the game will start on their own. 44,
I don't think it will be.
No, you're right.
Flags on the kickoff typically go against the return team. That one was on the far side of the field.
Yes.
Alvarez came across running towards the Mustang sideline. Flag over there down by Shadow Creek, but it looks like it will be against the Mustangs. I assume a holder block in the back.
And thank you guys all for listening tonight on MCS Sports. Please let your friends know where we are, where we're coming from this evening. Please reach out, chat with us, let us know who's listening. We'll answer your questions best we can, and most importantly, trying to help everybody get Friendswood this win tonight, give Shadow Creek their first defeat of the season. That is a penalty against the Mustangs. They will start on their own 25-yard line. Gurdon in at quarterback. Luke Revere offset to his left. Twin receivers to the left side. Single receiver up top to the right. Gurdon looking to pass. A little out to Christian Lee. Caught. It's going to be about an 8-yard gain up to about the 33-yard line for the Mustangs. Just a little Christian Lee release there. And Gurdon 1 for 1 of the game.
Yeah, simple pitch and catch right there. Gurdon to Lee. I really think they need to look towards Christian Lee a lot this game. I believe he's been underutilized this season. He is a big target converting from quarterback to tight end. He's really versatile.
Gurdon back to pass. Handoff to Revere, and that's going to be a gain of maybe 1.5, not quite enough for first.
He's going to be a tad short. Critical third down here. We'll see if they come in with a little bit of a jumbo package or just trust Revere to pick it up, going straight up the middle.
I do like that jumbo package. You like to see Gibson in there some, Roney as well, but they're not bringing anyone in right now. It's going to be all Luke Revere if indeed this is a run, third and a little bit less than 1 yard to go. Ball's right up out the 35-yard line. Hand off to Revere up the middle. He is hit early, but he stays on his feet and gets about 4. Nice job on Luke Revere. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage and kept those feet moving.
Boy, and I know that's Mustangs football, but I hate the handoff out of the shotgun. Friendswood really does have that power, but you start in Revere off 4 yards behind the football, and he does get hit before the line of scrimmage right there. Good job by Revere putting his shoulder down, shaking off a tackler, and picking up 4 more.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball's there. A little movement up front.
Should have a free play.
Gurdon back to pass. That is going to be caught. Right to Christian Lee about the 47-yard line, a little short for a first.
Yeah, that's going to be wiped away. They're going to take the penalty on that one and make that 1st and 5 from the Mustang 44-yard line.
Well, at the left end of Shadow Creek, got a little antsy and came in early. And they will. Well, we'll see what they're going to do. They're talking about it. Justin, you would think, yeah, you're right. You take 1st and 5 over 2nd.
1st and 5 over 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, absolutely, any day of the week.
Offsides call is declined.
Well, what do I know? I'm not a football coach.
And it will be 2nd and 3. So there you go. So loser down, gain 2 yards. 2nd and 3 now for the Mustangs. Ball's in their own 47-yard line. Friendswood moving right to left. Friendswood is in their blue jerseys. A little movement again.
It's like offsides again, and there's the call.
Gurdon pass to Alvarez, complete for the 1st down. The flag is on the field. And they're going to call offsides again, and Coach Koopman will again decline the penalty. Different player this time for Shadow Creek. Same result.
And Gurdon getting him with that hard count. Young man, big voice.
1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. Ball will be on the Shadow Creek 46-yard line. Again, Friendswood moving right to left. They're in their blue jerseys, white pants, white helmet. Shadow Creek all white with the black helmet. The Sharks will be moving left to right as you listen to us on your computer monitor this evening. Again, thank you guys for joining us tonight on MCS Sports Broadcast. Friday Night Football here from Henry Winston. Homecoming, Friendswood versus Shadow Creek. Gurdon back to pass, got a man complete. Zach Zamora, 40-yard line, wrangled down about the 39. Gurdon is pinpoint accurate so far.
And everything the Mustangs have done has been outside. Everything is an out route. Just working towards the sideline. Shadow Creek playing softly. Mustangs able to pick it up in short to middle yardage right now.
Single receiver is Zamora to the left. Twin receivers up top. Gurdon with a handoff. Gurdon is brought down quickly and hard. That's brought down for a loss. Look at number 93, Ronald Triplett. Got his paws on him, and Luke Gurdon had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he did not have a chance at all. Revere swallowed up at that line, tossed around by the much larger Triplett. Still 3rd and manageable here for the Mustangs.
3rd and 7. Fluellen's in at receiver, and along with Zamora, we're going to have Alvarez up top, single receiver by himself. We may have an offsides again. We don't. Gurdon rolls out, pass complete, caught. 34-yard line and out of bounds is the Flu. That was a quick blitz on the outside for Shadow Creek. Gurdon does a good job of getting out of that. Rolls, keeps his composure, hits Fluellen. 1st and 10 for the Stangs. Ball's on the Shadow Creek 34-yard line.
Jeremiah Harris came shooting through that line, went right past the left tackle right there, timed the snap count up perfectly. Gurdon eluding him with a nice spin move and hitting the Flu on a comeback route right past the sticks.
Gurdon back to pass. Another quick shot to Lee. Complete. It's going to be a short pass. And again, Friendswood was churning 4 or 5 yard gains on the quick pass.
Yeah, Shadow Creek having no answer so far. They're setting him up on the short quick passes right there. Gurdon just a 1-2 drop, hitting all of his receivers. Have 4 different people with receptions already on this drive. Gurdon is 5 for 5.
Got a single tight end down here. Is going to be Lee. Trips receivers. Zamora now in motion to the left side. Toss to Revere. Zamora with a crack back. Revere going to get about 2 yards in that carry.
Oh, got 3 right there. Did a good job of falling forward at the end of that play.
Warren Shanklin on the tackle along with a couple other Sharks. It's going to be a 3rd and short. And I like the way the passing game is looking right now. Got another quick strike, a little quick out.
Yeah, we haven't seen that from the Mustangs all year. It's been more on the ground. We expected more of an aerial attack from the good guys, but they've had some trouble with it. But it is looking smooth right now, and we're in 4-down territory.
Trips receivers to the right. Lee, tight end. Revere up the middle. 1st down, and that's up 20. Inside the hometown, back of Friendswood red zone to the 17-yard line goes Luke Revere.
Revere doing what he does best, putting his head down and getting where he needs to go. He had to get 2 yards to get past the sticks. Picked up 9. Friendswood in the red zone, looking to punch it in and take the lead over Shadow Creek. And like we said earlier, time of possession is huge, and the Mustangs are really eating that clock up, picking up a bunch of crucial 3rd downs.
Absolutely. Almost 5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Shadow Creek's not sniffed the football. Gurdon back to pass. Going deep at the end zone. Got a man overthrows. Christian Lee had his man beat. Defensive back fell, but that ball was overthrown. I think even if he does catch that ball, he's going to be out of bounds. It was a little wide shot. Lee, though, had his man beat.
And Lee looking to the corner right there. Gurdon had him just too much on that one, like you said. Lee broke his man off. Would have been an 18-yard strike in the lead. but Gurdon just a little too much air.
That's Gurdon's first incompletion of the ball
Correct.
game so far.
5 for 6 for Gurdon tonight.
Gurdon back to pass, trips up top. Got a man, Alvarez, caught, 10, 8-yard line. I see a flag up top.
Looks like offsides again.
Sure is. Third offside penalty on the Sharks here in this first quarter.
And I imagine they will decline this penalty. It looks like he's about a yard short, but I'm sure they would take the 3rd and 1 right here. I mean, he's real close to the sticks. He might have got it. They did decline the penalty. We'll see if they move the sticks. Looks like they will stay where they are.
About
3rd down and
just a yard.
Boy, half a yard.
Yeah, that is going to be it. So we're going to have a trips formation with Lee, Zamora, Alvarez on the left side, Revere lone back in the backfield with Gurdon. Gurdon barks it out. Hands to Revere. Revere up the middle. First down, but that's going to be it. Does get to the 5. So Friendswood now, great play right there. Gets a fresh set of downs. 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. This is Friendswood's opening drive of the ball game. And Justin, this is exactly, if you could draw a perfect scenario up for Friendswood, this has to be it.
We've gone 13 plays deep into this drive. Going to be 14 right here. You don't see those kind of methodical drives out of a lot of high school teams.
Lee, tight end tight, walks him to the right side. Revere with the ball around the right side. Revere puts his head down, 3-yard line at the most.
And trying to run Revere outside. Shadow Creek did a good job of establishing that line of scrimmage, kept forcing him out. Just picked up a gain of 1 on the play. Tough spot for Revere. Looks like they might not have even given that 1. Looks like he's real close to that line of scrimmage.
2nd down and goal now inside the hometown bank of Friendswood. Red zone for the Mustangs. This quarter is half over. Twin receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Revere next to Gurdon. Gurdon back to pass. Throws to the end zone. That ball is incomplete. Alvarez looked like that was about triple coverage right there, and a little low. Had to kind of thread it in there. Just couldn't get that reception. It's now going to be a 3rd down and 4 from the 4. 3rd and goal for the Mustangs.
Yeah, you had Wesley Shippey in coverage on Alvarez on the outside. Tried to bite him with that head fake inside, going back out right across the goal line, but Shippey all over that one. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
Twin receivers to the left side, single receiver to the right. Lee in at tight end. Pass, end zone, caught, touchdown.
Oh, no, they signaled incomplete. Thought he had it.
That was Flewellen.
Flew does not argue that ball must have hit the turf. The fans thought he was in. Flewellen on the outside, just a 1-2 step slant route in. He beat his man, just could not hold on. Once he hit the turf, incomplete pass, and the Mustangs, what a drive. 15 plays, took 6 minutes off the clock. But unfortunately, going to settle for a field goal. Hopefully they can get 3 here.
Alvarez back to kick. This ball will be spotted right over the 10-yard line. It's about a 21-yard field goal attempt. Alvarez, the ball is down. The kick is up.
And
the kick is no good.
So 6 minutes of a drive coming up with nothing. We said the drive was methodical, but no points on the board. Doesn't matter how far you move the football. Nothing to show for it.
You know, again, we talk about a perfect scenario. The way to make it perfect, though, is to have the points at the end. And for Friendswood, they're going to have to give this thing up. It's going to go back to the Shadow Creek 20. And this will be the first time now we'll see the Shadow Creek offense. So everything was just right for Friendswood, but one thing, ball in the end zone.
Man, tough break right there for the Mustangs, especially for the coaching staff, because everything they drew up was there. They had Flewellen on the slant, couldn't hold on. Brought in the field goal unit, something they practice day in and day out. 3 men are responsible for that, the snapper, the holder, and the kicker. Somebody did not do their job. No points there. Shadow Creek takes over on their own 20.
Shadow Creek comes out in a trips formation to the left side, single receiver to the right. Quarterback back to pass, going deep, looking for it all. And there's going to be a pass interference or a defensive holding. Either way, ball was overthrown.
And he definitely got there a little early. That was Haynes, and he was starting to lag behind C.J. Guidry. They wanted the sophomore deep on a vertical route, trying to take advantage of the momentum off of that missed field goal, like the play call of the Sharks and the aggressiveness.
Wow, and they come out with a sophomore quarterback starting the game tonight, Kyron Drones. He's a good-looking sophomore. We saw him before the game, about 6'3", 6'4". Solid-looking young man. Apparently he's got a nice arm as well.
He got some serious faith in your backup. Going vertical is the first play out.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be pass interference. That's a 10-yard penalty. The Sharks up to their own 30.
So 1st and 10 now. Again, 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Nothing score. Shadow Creek's first play from the line of scrimmage. Deep pass, PI. And it is now, and we have another penalty. Going to be a false. Oh, so we have a penalty. We have a false start there on the Sharks. That's going to back them up 5.
And the Sharks, that is the 4th penalty on Shadow Creek, only 6 minutes into this ball game. And that's a big break for Friendswood. They've been helping them out on the offensive side and take them back to the 25 right here to make it a long first.
Twin receivers to both sides for Drones. Single back is Marquez Hoolan. Offset to Drones' right. Drones back to pass. Got some pressure. Going to be brought down.
Oh, not quite going to be a sack. Just broke that line of scrimmage. Was Tinger, and Hopper's suit took him down. Man, you had Hermes flying off the edge, was unable to break down and take down Drones for the sack, but shifted him up, filtered him to Tinger, took him down to the line. Going to be 2nd and 14.
Again, Drones is the quarterback, sophomore quarterback getting starts tonight. Trips receivers to the left side for Drones, single receiver to the right. Drones rolls to his left. Got a man out of the backfield, caught out of bounds about the 38-yard line. Look at Marquez Hoolan, the running back.
And if you want to avoid Mike Hermes, that is one way you're going to have to do it. Hermes on the left side comes unblocked, but the Sharks roll that pocket the other way, able to pick up a solid gain of 12 right there. 3rd and about 1.5. Mustangs D are going to have to tighten up right here, but this is where Friendswood has their advantage. They're bigger up front. They should be able to hold that line of scrimmage. The biggest thing is to contain that quarterback, or at least that was the game plan, but now you have Drones in, but looks like he can move a little bit as well.
Absolutely. Hoolan behind Drones. Drones, quick out. That's going to be caught. And then some, 45-50. Oh, no, 45-40. Got a block, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Keelan Jackson. Again, Justin, we talked about it before the game. You've got to keep him in tight. Once you get out of space, the speed game of Shadow Creek is tough to defeat. And there's a good example. That's why that young man's going to be playing for North Texas next year. Keelan Jackson does it all in space.
Yeah, Keelan Jackson just went 61 yards on an out route. That's all it is. And they do a good job. They know Friendswood's bigger, better up front. They roll the pocket. Drones, as soon as that ball snapped nearly, gets the thing off. Jackson with a one-step out route, and he just outruns everybody. Gets a nice block downfield. Beats that last diving attempt around the 15 and able to just trot into the end zone. And it looked effortless for Jackson. Has showed some serious speed right there. And that's how quickly a ball game can change when you don't convert. When you're the underdog, when you get in that red zone, you've got to convert on those opportunities.
So it is 7-0 Shadow Creek here over Friendswood. 5:07 left here in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on MCS Sports and be right back.
With so many community banks around town being bought out by larger regional financial institutions, the Texan Bank is standing strong as one of the last true community banks in Houston. They have a strong commitment to do the right thing the right way. They're a full-service, independent community bank with a friendly neighborhood feel, and their new mobile banking products make it easier than ever to bank at your own convenience. Not to mention, they're a proud supporter of the Friendswood Independent School District and the Mustang football team. Call them at 281-276-1818 or visit them online at texanbank.com. They know what it takes to be Texan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Motor Trend.
And welcome back to Henry Winston as the kickoff for Shadow Creek goes to Zamora. Zamora hands off to Alvarez, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alvarez racking up the kick return yard to Shania. He gets out to the 36-yard line. Again, score here 7-0 Shadow Creek on was that 61 yards?
61 yard.
On a 1 yard out route.
On a 1 yard out route. That was just designed to pick up the first down.
Right.
And it went for a heck of a lot more than that.
Again, that's not a surprise if you've been following Shadow Creek. That's, again, why you've got to churn the clock, let that clock roll down, but you've got to find a way to get some points. And Friendswood now will try this yet again, and they're going to have to back up. This is the second time on the kickoff now. So Alvarez's great return has been nullified by a penalty.
Yep, all for nothing right there. And special teams woes for the Mustangs continue. And we've seen them in a couple of those games. We were up big, and, oh, you missed an extra point here and there. Oh, it's no big deal. We're up by 30, 40 points. But those moments come back to get you.
Absolutely. Revere tossed to his right side, gets some running room. About an 8-yard gain for Luke Revere. Friendswood's going to be about 2nd and 2 now from their own 29-yard line. Real quick update from District 10 5A. Hightower up top of ball, 14-0. Hightower looking to go 2-2 now in district. They will play Friendswood next Thursday. Friendswood finds a way to win this one. It'll be a 3-1 versus 2-2. If not, it'll be a 2 500 teams battling
for that last playoff spot.
For that last playoff spot, indeed. Hightower starting to play a little better. They started the season off very rough, starting to get it together now. Lee in motion. Gurdon hands off to Revere. Left side. Hole, 40. 30. First down. I apologize. Sometimes the condensation here is just getting me a little bit.
Oh, you're absolutely right. That hole opened up for Revere. He breaks through that tackle. He's gone.
So 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. Ball is on the 33-yard line of Friendswood. Friendswood moving right to left on your computer monitor. Again, first drive, you just joined us. First drive of the game for Friendswood. Everything you could want except for the points. Shadow Creek, they do what they do. Quick drive, quick score. Little pass out to Revere in the flats. Oh, he's brought down hard right there. He gets about a 1 yard gain.
They're going to get the flag on that. Got tackled up around the throat by T.J. Marshall on the outside. And I believe that's going to be 15 yards for the Mustangs. Swing route right there from Gurdon to Revere. Simple pitch and catch, but Revere wrapped up a little unkindly.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to call it a face mask.
Oh.
Well, don't know if he got any of that, but regardless.
Didn't see a face mask get pulled.
15 for the Mustangs.
You'll take it either way you can get it. Again, appreciate everyone listening in tonight on MCS Sports. Miss Brandy Zamora, as always. Always listening in. And the Lees tonight. Out of town. We're going to send some good luck Christian's way for you right here. Single receiver to both sides. Lee is in at tight end. We have a double tight formation. Revere in the backfield behind Gurdon. Revere with the handoff up the middle and just nowhere to go. Shadow Creek swarms it, and we're getting about a yard gain. Some forward motion right there.
And it's pretty clear what the Mustangs want to do tonight. I mean, they're working the short passes, and they are definitely utilizing Revere. Revere already up to 10 carries on the night. We're just 2 drives into this thing.
Twin receivers to the left side, single receiver to the right. Friendswood right at the 50-yard line. Revere out in space. Gurdon pass over the top to Alvarez, just overthrown.
I think that ball's a little better thrown. They draw the flag right there. You had Jevin Murphy right there on the covering the deep end from Alvarez. Definitely got there a little early, but the ball, I believe, was just out of Alvarez's reach. No call on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 9. A passing situation for the Mustangs. Look for Lee or Alvarez.
Again, 3rd and 9. Twin receivers stacked to both sides. Revere still in the ball game. Gurdon barks it out. Back to pass. Got plenty of time. Pass overthrown just a little bit over Zach Zamora, just off the fingertips. Would have had the first down, just couldn't bring it in.
And that one can go either way. Gurdon did put a little too much on that one, but Zamora did get his hands on it. He had to turn his head, get a little off of his route, but he could have came down with that one. Now it's 4th down for the Mustangs. Alvarez on to punt, and you got to make sure you contain Keelan Jackson. Has his heels on his own 19-yard line right here. You got to make sure you pin the Sharks deep and not give them any more momentum on special teams. And there's Alvarez with a nice kick.
Keelan Jackson's already returned 2 this year for a score. 15. 20, gets outside. Now he's brought down to the 17-yard line. Great job by the special teams of Friendswood.
Not before Keelan Jackson broke 3 tackles right there.
No, that's again.
2 guys on him, but only a lot of running, juking, and spinning, only for about a gain of 2. Shadow Creek's going to start at their own 18. Friendswood D is going to have to stand up here.
Yeah, he's averaging 32 yards per return this season with 2 scores. We'll see now if Shadow Creek comes in with drones again, or they're going to go back to their typical starter, Jamarian George. There's a big difference between those two, about 8 inches, by the way. They're going to keep drones in the ball game right now. The sophomore QB, 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Twin receivers to both sides. Drones back to pass. Got some pressure. Rolls to his right. Got a man. That ball is caught by number 17, Ashton O'Connor.
He hits O'Connor in stride. He can turn that thing up and get a lot more yardage. Ball did not have a lot on it. O'Connor had to come back to it, allowing the Mustangs to rally to the football. Only a gain of 5 for the Sharks.
Got a former Friendswood baseball and football player, Johnny the Jet Nemechek, listening tonight. Appreciate you joining us. Tell your friends. We're here for the next few hours. Twin receivers to both sides. Drones back to pass. However, we have a flag on the play. Going to have another false start.
And I believe we are.
Shadow Creek is at
That's number 5 on the night for Shadow Creek. And they're lucky to be up. 5 penalties in the first quarter. That is really, like, this deep into season, that's unacceptable if you're the coach over there at the Shadow Creek Sharks. That's just undisciplined football. Offsides and false starts, these things can be avoided.
So 2nd down now and 18. Back to passes, drones. That ball is overthrown and incomplete. Going to bring up a 3rd down now for the Sharks.
Passing down for the Sharks. The Friendswood secondary is going to have to be on their game right now. Look out for Keelan Jackson right here. Looks like he's at the top of the field. Hard to see right now, foggy window, but they are doubles each side with the running back offset to the left.
Drones looks to his left, out to the running back, Hooland. It's going to be a short gain, if anything, maybe about a 3-yard gain. That's going to do it. Shadow Creek's going to have to punt the ball for the first time this ball game. Great job of the Mustang D of holding Shadow Creek. Again, Shadow Creek, the last 2 games, has scored 40-plus before the middle of the second quarter. Right now, this first quarter is almost over, and they have 7 on the board. However, if you're a Friendswood fan, that's all well and good, but right now, Friendswood has 0.
That was a really conservative play call right there from the Sharks. Swung it out to Hooland, expected him to pick up 10 out in space. I know you want to get your best athletes on the outside of the football field, but not for 10 yards. That's a lot to ask of Hooland.
Halata back to return this kick. Halata's going to fair catch on his own 44-yard line, and that's going to be a great field position for the Mustangs. 1:05 remaining here in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. Be right back here on MCS Sports.
The Mustangs are smashing it today.
You know what else is smashed? My car. I was rear-ended at a parking lot yesterday. Worst part is, they didn't leave a note with their insurance information.
Wow, that stinks. But hey, take it to my friends over at Frank's Collision Repair. They're located on 809 West Bay Area Boulevard. Frank's provides exceptional quality work and great customer service. Best of all, they can walk you through the process and answer all your questions. And remember,
and welcome back to Henry Winston. First play of scrimmage for the Mustangs here on this drive is going to be a handoff to the left side. Luke Revere giving about 5 yards on that carry.
Tripped up by Schenkel right there on the outside. Revere had some space. Schenkel able to ankle bite him right there because Revere saw the end zone ahead of him. He's had a couple of plays like that, but the Sharks have done a good job with their sure tackling.
And Friendswood in no hurry to get these plays off, let some clock chip away, keep the ball out of Shadow Creek's hands. Shift receivers to the left side. Lee in motion to the right. Lee now in the slot. Now Zamora in motion. Going to be a little end around to Zamora. Got some blocks. Can he pick it up? No, he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Had the blockers in front. Shadow Creek, though, just slipped a couple, and they bring Zach Zamora down. He's actually going to take a yard loss on that. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 now. But that play will probably come in the second quarter. We have 7 seconds left, and again, Friendswood not in a rush. We're going to take a break here on MCS Sports. First quarter's in the books, 3 to go. Shadow Creek on top of your Mustangs, 7-0. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
Have you been dreaming of a home renovation? Are you looking to purchase a home? Is it time to refinance? With money to loan and the will to help, the best place to borrow is right at home. At Hometown Bank, dreams are built one family at a time. Stop in to see one of their experienced loan officers today. Hometown Bank is your local bank with deep roots in our community. With big league resources and services, that strength is used for local families and businesses. Come see how being local makes a big difference in banking at Hometown Bank. Visit Facebook, Twitter, or htbna.bank for more information. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back to Henry Winston. We are just getting ready to start quarter number 2. It is Shadow Creek 7, Friendswood 0 here in one of the bigger battles in the Houston area tonight. This game is not diminished by the fact that Friendswood has that first loss of the season last week to a solid Foster team. Two big teams battling right here. Again, Friendswood did everything right in the first quarter except put the ball in the end zone. 7-0 Shadow Creek, but Friendswood driving here. Ball's their own 47. 3rd down and 6. Gurdon back to pass. Gurdon trying to get out of pressure. He's going to be dropped for the loss. That is going to be a sack. We'll see if we can get who that was. If you're a Friendswood fan, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is Gurdon's down.
And there was a lot of bodies in there. Gurdon avoided 2 tackles of the Sharks, just put his head down, couldn't see anything in front of him. Pocket collapsed on him. Nothing there. 4th and 11, and a drive-killing sack.
Alvarez in to do the kicking duty. He's going to have Keelan Jackson again, a big threat back at his own 20 for Shadow Creek. Again, Jackson's returned 2 this year already. Whoa, good pressure. Alvarez gets it off. Ball hits the 25. Jackson lets it roll. Now Jackson's going after it. It's going to be in the end zone for a touchback. I think Jackson just running interference right there, trying to block out the
that is an interesting tactic right there. Ended up paying off for Jackson. That was dangerous. Looked like Derviglio trying to get that football, trying to down it inside the 5, and then Jackson just seals him off, like, but he also takes the risk of touching that football and turning the thing over.
Other District 10-5A scores right now. Hightower still on top of ball, 14-0. Texas City on top of Rosenberg Terry, 7-0. That score is just in the second quarter. Again, right here, Shadow Creek's on top of Friendswood, 7-0. Tomorrow, big game at Traylor Stadium, Angleton at Foster, 1 o'clock. That's going to be a good battle as we have here tonight. New quarterback in the game. Fumble, picked up, touchdown Mustangs!
Dane Roney with the scoop and the score. We're going to have a tie ball game on our hands. That's how quickly football can shift. Roney all over that one. Got some playing time as a sophomore, still a junior. All that experience is paying off for that young man right there. Yeah, bodied off of a Shark.
Absolutely. Welcome to the game. Jamarian George, first play, fumble, trying to get the handoff to Hoolan. Just couldn't make the connection. Roney picks it up and does the rest on his own. 7-6, Shadow Creek, extra point pending. And this crowd is up off their seats now.
And that is a huge, huge play. Like we said, George gets in the ball game first snap. If you haven't played the whole ball game, that's your first snap. You're a little nervous. Things are a little off. Center's used to snapping to a much taller quarterback. Adjust his game as well. Ball on the turf. Roney with great awareness. And just the Sharks really have not been playing clean football at all.
No.
All kinds of penalties, a turnover early. And that's the only reason the Mustangs are in this game still.
We're still waiting on this extra point because of another Shark penalty right here.
Not going to do too much damage, about a yard there, but
another penalty.
7 penalties in the first half on the Sharks.
So 11 minutes left here in the first half. We're an extra point away from tying this thing up. Oh, no. Slow snap. Pass to Alvarez. He's going to try to get in. He's going to be brought down. There's nowhere to go. Christian Lee just couldn't handle that. It was a low snap. Lee never got it in. Does what he can do and tries to throw the ball outside. Unfortunately for the Mustangs, that's as much of a momentum killer as you can have an extra point. I mean, you get the chance to tie this thing up, and now it's 7-6.
Special teams unit has been an absolute disaster for Friendswood this year, something we have not seen before, and I know nobody is as frustrated as Coach Thomas right now. That's a tough break. Teaches them every practice they're going to field goal unit. They're not playing around with it, and I guarantee you it was highly emphasized after last week, but it's just still not getting the job done. Extra points are critical in this ball game, as we can see. That's the difference between tying the game, winning the game, losing the game. And right there, that's a huge hit. And like you said, Friendswood's rolling, huge momentum swing play. Just energy gets sucked out of here with one poor snap.
You know, again, in the snap, you said it. There's just been some missed snaps this year and mishandles, and there's an array of issues on special teams that you've got to fix to be a playoff contender in this district. You cannot have those little mistakes. Mistakes like that last week could have cost them the ball game. Maybe did, on that punt before half. And in a tight game like this, 1 point is critical. Alvarez kickoff goes into the end zone. That's going to be out of the end zone. Going to be brought back now for the touchback. So Shadow Creek, we'll see now. Jamarian George comes in, see if he can do a little bit better this time, as his first play was probably one of the ones he'd like to take back this season. So again, for Shadow Creek, as bad as that was for them, they're still in the lead right now. Friendswood just got to come back out. Defense continue to carry them here in this first half. Shadow Creek will start this drive from the 25-yard line. George is in the game at quarterback. Again, George has been the starter all season, senior starter. Totally different quarterback, though, for sure. Handoff this time is going to be to Hoolan around the right side. Oh, no, 40, 45, 50, got some space. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Marquez Hoolan, and just like that, Shadow Creek, we call it a quick strike offense. There's the definition. 1 play, 6 points. 75 yards. Ball went to the right side, comes back to the left. Justin, do you have anything to add? Because I'm done talking on that one.
There's just not much to say. Hoolan just outran the entire black shirt defense right there. You had Trey Mapp in pursuit, could not close the gap at the line of scrimmage, and once he broke through that line, there was nobody to be found. Don't know where the outside linebacker was on that play, as he was nowhere to be seen, and Hoolan just took off. Once he got to that second level, there was no catching him.
Score now, Shadow Creek with the extra point, 14, Friendswood 6, 10:46 left here in the second quarter. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
We have school spirit. What about you? JSC Federal Credit Union offers Friendswood High School Mustang mascot ATM and debit cards. Parents, students, and staff, show your school spirit with your very own Mustang's mascot card. Visit jscfcu.org for more information on the mascot cards and our other products and services available. JSC Federal Credit Union, home of the Friendswood High School Mustang mascot card, with 2 Friendswood branch locations.
And welcome back to Henry Winston. 10:46 left here in the first half. Shadow Creek now on top of Friendswood 14-6 after the 75-yard touchdown run by Marquez Hoolan. Again, Marquez comes in leading the district in rushing, and he just added to his total. He had, I take that back, he was not leading the district, he was 5th in rushing. However, he's going to be near the top after that run. Kickoff goes to the 5-yard line. Going to be Alvarez, 15, 20, 25. He's going to be brought down right at the 26-yard line. And again, Justin, this is just, it's a game of momentum. Friendswood had a brief moment where they had a chance to tie that thing up with a Dane Roney fumble return, botched the extra point. That deflates you, and the next play is a 75-yard touchdown run. Whatever air you had left in you feels like it's been taken out of the stadium.
Yeah, I agree. Football is a game of momentum swings for sure. Friendswood's going to have to put something together here. And really, Friendswood looks like they're just struggling to move the ball. They're getting it done, but it's taking them a lot of plays, and Shadow Creek just scoring at will.
Revere around to the right side, 30, 35, puts his head down, still on his feet, 40-yard line. First down and 10 for the Mustangs. Great run that time from Luke Revere.
Luke Revere having a solid night so far, and they're actually going to spot him past the first down marker right there. Going to give him a gain of 10. Revere still running hard. Never question the effort he's going to give you night in, night out.
So ball's on the 41-yard line of Friendswood. Friendswood moving left to right. On your computer monitor if you're listening to us at home. Again, 14-6. Shadow Creek Revere, right side, got a hole. Brought down about an 8-yard gain that time for Luke Revere. Revere is just churning the yardage. This is the kind of drive you need. Run, 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 get some good amount of yardage, and also keep that clock running, because right now, like you and I said since the kickoff, the way to slow Shadow Creek down is to keep the ball in your hands, and we've seen exactly why so far tonight. Shadow Creek way below their scoring average, however. They only have 14 on the board right now. Zamora in motion, fakes the end around. Revere around the right side, 50. Almost got outside of that last tackle, but that should be enough, and it is for a first down in Shadow Creek territory. Ball is spotted on the Shadow Creek 47-yard line.
And it has been all Revere so far this drive. 3 carries for 21 yards, and he's really having a solid game rushing so far. The Shadow Creek defense has really not shown me anything impressive in terms of stopping the run game of Luke Revere. And you know they have Pallets and Halata to come back in and mix it up as well.
Revere, handoff again, the right side. Gets about 3, maybe 4 yards on that carry. He is just turning to the workhorse, and you're right. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a Pallets or a Halata sighting soon. Give Revere just a little bit of a breather. Of course, you're going to have to drag that man off the field.
Oh, breather. He's already had 15 carries tonight on the ball game. So he's about on pace for right around 45 tonight if he keeps that one up.
Second down and they have 2nd and 7 on the board. It's about 2nd and 6. Revere handoff right side, follow Mike's block. 40-yard line, still churning. Maybe about 3 yards on that carry, and that's what you need. If you can get 3 a carry from Revere, you'll take it.
And Mike flattened his man on the outside right there. Absolutely obliterated him. Luke Revere went right off of inside. Unfortunately, some Sharks were there to meet him, still able to pick up 3. And I would say this is 4-down territory as long as you don't lose yardage right here.
I'm not sure. I think most of the field tonight is 4-down territory for the way Shadow Creek scores.
No kidding.
I mean, the open field is their best friend. So the main thing is you get another chance to keep the ball, do it. Revere, toss left side, first down, then some, 35-30, 25. Run out of bounds right around the 23-yard line.
18 yards for Luke Revere, running a little toss action outside, letting the big boys get out in space, pull the guard and the tackle from that same side. Revere follows. Big Mike takes out a Shark, had to throw his body at Gibson, but regardless, takes his man out. Revere pops it outside, nearly in that red zone on the 22-yard line.
7:45 remaining here in the first half. Revere still in there. We got a double tight formation. That's what I like to see. Revere handoff, got a hole. Get about 3 again. 2, maybe 3.
What, I think he got 4 right there. Revere inside that hometown bank of Friendswood red zone, and this is where the Mustangs offense has got to lock it in and put points on the ball. Points on the board.
Absolutely.
The Sharks team is too good to let solid opportunities like this slip through your fingers. In all reality, it could easily be a 14-14 ball game with Friendswood about to knock on the door.
Absolutely. Pallets now gives Revere a breather as they give him a quick break and some water on the sideline. He's earned it. Gurdon back to pass. Gurdon across the middle, overthrown. Alvarez was there.
Looks like he had Alvarez on a skinny post along the hash, just broke in. I thought it was 6.
Again, Gurdon
did not get there.
Just a little high on a lot of his throws tonight.
Well, I think we have some laundry on the top side of the field.
Oh, and we do.
We'll see what it's all about.
Guess what? offside, Shadow Creek. That's their 4th offside penalty of the evening.
Koopman will accept, should make it about 2nd and 2 from the 14-yard line right there. And, boy, Gurdon just a little off on his passes tonight. He has been close. His receivers have been open. The Friendswood offense has done a decent job of moving the football tonight.
Absolutely, they have. 7:03 left here in the first half. Revere back in the ball game tonight. Second quarter brought to you by Frank's Collision Centers and Hometown Bank of Friendswood, which is exactly where Friendswood finds themselves right now, in that Hometown Bank of Friendswood red zone. They are on the 13-yard line. 14-6, they trail. Trips receivers to the left side. Lee in the slot. Handoff to Revere around the right side. Can't pick up that last block. Had 1, needed 2. Brought down by a host of Sharks. That's going to be a loss of,
I'd say 3 yards.
3 or 4,
right there.
yeah.
Tell you what, when you get the low snap, and it's a timing play right that, you have the left guard, Big Mike, pulling over to the right side. Revere trying to follow him with that low snap, throws the whole timing off of the play. The Sharks are able to get upfield before that guard pulls, before Revere hits that hole, causes the loss right there. 3rd and 4, and I still think 4 down territory, especially the way the kicking unit has been.
Trips receivers to the left side. Friends is on the right hash. Low snap again. Gurdon pass.
Oh, boy, and he was slaughtered in the secondary. There's got to be some sort of laundry out there, because he was smothered right there by Jevin Murray. Nothing doing on the play, and that ball was sailed high again. If that ball would have been closer to Alvarez, I think you draw that flag in a heartbeat, because he was certainly there before the ball was.
Well, it is 4th down territory now, and again, they will go for this.
Revere's been picking up 3 to 4 consistently on this drive. See if they go to it here.
Here we go.
Or look for Alvarez or Lee right at the sticks.
Revere going to go wide. Empty backfield for Gurdon. Gurdon back to pass. Gurdon's going to be dropped for the loss. Sacked. Coming off the the left edge.
Alec Bryant all over that one. And, boy, nobody touched him.
I don't understand.
Came right off the left side. Right tackle didn't get a piece of him. Gurdon swallowed up, and they shifted Luke Revere out to the left. Didn't have a blocking back.
Blocker, right.
Gurdon didn't have a prayer. Took a big loss there, about 6 yards, and a shot from Alec Bryant. And, oh, boy, the Mustangs, like we said, they've been moving the ball methodically down the field. They've been in the red zone twice with nothing to show for it.
And again, like I said before, Justin, now you just shake your head. You've had a great game in between the red zones, but you're down 14-6. A lot of time left here in the first quarter. Here comes this quick strike, Shadow Creek. Empty backfield set for Jamarian George. We've seen how quick they can strike. George going to run this time. He's going to be brought down. About a 3-yard gain.
Man, he was able to scamper for quite a bit up the middle right there. You'll take that all day. You do not want George to break the contain of the defensive ends. Good job of the Mustangs by pressuring all 4 points of the pocket right there with that D-line.
Empty backfield again for George. Quick pass this time is going to be dropped.
And they're going to call that incomplete. Mustangs were playing like that ball was behind the line of scrimmage, thrown in front of it to Ashton O'Connor. O'Connor looking upfield before the ball is in his hands. And you see what the Sharks try to do. They try to get that ball outside and just let their playmakers work. They're not doing anything special in terms of play calling. They just want to go athlete on athlete. And Shadow Creek has been winning those battles so far tonight.
Hulan is in the backfield. Trips receivers to the right side. George back to pass. Got a man, Hulan. It's going to be a first down and then some. My gosh. Had a tackle, just got out of it.
Yep, would have been down 2 yards shy of the sticks. Looked like that was Connor Haynes on the outside. Did a good job of leaving his man and coming up to break down on Hulan. Hulan was able to break off the tackle of Haynes and pick up the first and a few more. And like we said, just trying to get their athletes on the outside, rolling the pocket so the Mustangs interior and D ends cannot put pressure on the quarterback.
Hulan up the middle, 40, 44-yard line, about an 8-yard gain.
And after tonight, Hulan's going to be over a first down per carry. He came in at 9 yards, broke one off for 75.
Right.
That one's not too shabby right there, or gain of 7.
5:21 left here in the first half. 14-6 Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek ball's on their own 44-yard line. Pass is going to get caught. Jackson, 45-50. Knocked out of bounds by Colton Halata. And again, Justin, it's very simple. They're just getting the ball in space and then see what happens. And, for Friendswood, that's a tough chore tonight.
Absolutely, and as a cornerback, you really cannot press up on these Shadow Creek Sharks because as soon as you do, they're going to hit you deep.
Houlihan in the backfield with George, pass out, caught, 50, 45, 40, breaks the tackle. Halata's going to bring him down. Oh, nice job by Friendswood of swarming.
Oh, boy, took a lick right there. Who gave him that shot?
Oh, that was Helton. Helton came in there. A few guys.
You had Halata standing up, and that's exactly what you teach, to come and clean that thing up.
Absolutely.
Roney nearly got his hands on that one, blitzing in from that left side. Somehow George was able to get it between his arms.
Houlihan in the backfield with George. Houlihan's offset to the left. Twin receivers at both sides. George back to pass. George going deep. Got a man. 25 caught. 20 brought down. I don't know if that was Halata or not, but brought down up at the 15-yard line. We're on the other side of the field, and we're looking through the fog here, and I apologize for the missing a couple numbers tonight, but regardless, that was a first down for the Sharks. Ball is on the Friendswood 16-yard line, 4:13 left. And as weird as this sounds, it's really the best place you want Shadow Creek because it's a condensed field. There's less open space to go.
Ball's on the turf.
George scoops it up. He's got some wheels. He's back in his own 35. He throws it up in the air. That ball's incomplete. Risky throw.
Yeah, no kidding. Haynes was the only one who had a chance to come down with that football, and he got his hands on it, tried to toe tap, unable to bring the catch down. That was a risky throw by George. Had his eyes closed, chucked that one up. Should have just tossed that thing out of bounds. Got lucky right there, and they have had some trouble snapping the football to George tonight. And you can blame the center. George runs about 5'5".
That was Jackson Stevens on the hit a minute ago. Thank you, Mr. Moore. You got a lot better view. You're not looking through the fog that we are. Appreciate that help. George scrambling. George still scrambling. Brought down for the sack.
Speaking of Jackson Stevens.
There he is again.
He's there right on the sack, taking down the elusive George in the backfield for a loss of 5. Roney providing the initial pressure, was unable to contain George, forced him back into Stevens, took him down. 3rd and 18 now for the Shadow Creek Sharks. Let's see if they can put something together right here, or at least try and get into field goal range. If I'm Friendswood, I am watching the wide receiver screens. I'm watching Houlihan out of the backfield on a swing route. They're going to try and get an athlete out in space here.
They're going to take a timeout to kind of talk this one up. And bottom line is this for Friendswood. This a big play for this defense, as they've given up some yardage this time, but you'll take that versus the big strike for Friendswood right now. Whatever you're going to do, you got to contain this thing inside if you can. Keep this thing inside the hash, swarm your defenders over here, and get this ball back, get opportunity. Now, that being said, it's four down territory right here for Shadow Creek.
I imagine it is. Well,
I mean, I don't know what kind of kicking game they have.
I'm thinking if I'm Shadow Creek, like you said, unsure about their kicking game. Right now, it's about a 42-yarder.
Yeah, that's tough in high school with anybody.
Get your man out in space, give him a chance to pick up the first down and a touchdown. If not, Friendswood should be playing off, would be able to pick up 5 or 6 just on a swing route or a wide receiver screen to put them in the red zone and in field goal range.
Right. So we'll see what Shadow Creek does come out with here. 3rd and 18 from their own, from the Friendswood 24-yard line. Again, Jamarian George in at quarterback. Marquez Houlihan is the tailback, offset to George's left side. Trips receivers to the right side. George rolling right. George is going to be sacked for the loss, and that's going to be number 44, Mr. Helton, Ryan Helton, with the big play for the Mustangs. And now
this is absolutely 4-down territory. You're just going to have to chuck one up to the end zone right here, or let your man run around to try and get a wide receiver screen or some kind of athlete out in the open. But they're on the 29-yard line.
Wow. And you
know
George,
about 23 to go right here. Definitely not in field goal range. A punt does you no good. You have to go for it. Let's see what the Sharks come up with.
Trips again to the right side. George in at quarterback. Friendswood's defensive backs. Be ready. He's going to go deep. Here it is. George scampers around to his left side. Still rolling. 30, 25, 20. Oh, no. 15. He is down.
He's going to be short just by about 2 yards. And, boy, George dove like he was going to get to the sticks, but he was
about 8 yards short.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not quite 8.
About 4 or 5 yards short of the sticks. Was reaching for that 10-yard line like it was the pylon. Didn't have a chance to get it, and Friendswood dodges a bullet. The elusive George got out in space, but Friendswood is going to take over the football at their own 13-yard line.
And here's the good news in that play. They started that play on the left hash. He goes to the left. He was very elusive. If that ball's going to the right side,
that could have been a lot more trouble.
He's got a lot of green right there, Justin. Absolutely. So for Friendswood now, 2:21 left here in the first half. They will get one more chance.
And they have all their timeouts and 2:21 on the board. Time will not be a factor here for the Mustangs. They'll have a chance to tie this ball game back up.
Twin receivers to the right side. Going to be some more in motion, some more with a fake end around Revere. Handoff brought down for a loss. Going to be brought down to zone 5, and they're lucky that ball didn't get coughed up.
Wesley Shippey right there all over the counter. Faked it left. Revere comes right. The garden tackle from the left follow, and boy, Shippey was all over that one. Loss of 5 for Revere, and not the drive you want to see starting this thing off.
Not.
Now they're inside their own 10-yard line, and they're letting the clock tick off because they're worried about giving Shadow Creek this ball back with some time. It changes the complete dynamic of this drive.
Shadow Creek does have 2 timeouts remaining. Garden got to get rid of that football. Garden's brought down for the sack.
And now the Mustangs are going to be around their own 2-3 yard line right there. And if I'm Shadow Creek, I'm calling a timeout, and I think they do.
I think I heard the whistle. Absolutely. Oh, goodness. Garden just had nowhere to go. And again, I don't know if it is the scheme of Shadow Creek or what's going on with the offensive line, but those guys are getting in, and there's not a lot of pickup from that offensive line. It seems like every play, someone different from different angles coming in untouched, and Garden's all he can do is hang on to that football and go down.
And that's what makes me think it's a scheme issue because they're not just beating these guys off the ball. They're not getting touched. They're jumping the snap. That's sack number 3 for the Sharks tonight on Garden.
So you think to a snap count issue. I mean, they know.
Well, very possible. They thought they knew how to time it. That's why they've been jumping off so early in the game. They finally found Garden's cadence, realized it was a passing down, pinned their ears back, figured out what the Mustangs were going on. We're all over that one. 1:32 remain, and now the Mustangs are in a tough spot here. Do you try and pick up this third and forever? Do you play it safe, give the Shadow Creek Sharks good field position, and just make them burn another timeout?
I think the main thing you do out here, Justin, you got to make sure the ball is out of the end zone right here.
Right. You'd like to see some sort of a screen or a halfback draw to get it out of the end zone, make the Sharks use one of their timeouts. But you run a play like that, you definitely take a risk of getting safetied.
Shadow Creek is going to line up in their 4-3. See if they're going to bring in any pressure from the outside. Garden is back there, shooting with Revere. Garden is going to go back to pass. Got a pass across the middle. That ball's intercepted at the 33. Return to the 20, 10, 5, and in the end zone for Shadow Creek.
And that looked like Jalen Lane on the return, and we have some flags down on the field. I believe they came out after the interception was made by Lane. Lane had an easy route to the end zone after that prayer was thrown up by Luke Garden looking for, I believe it was Alvarez, had a couple of Mustangs in the vicinity around the first down markers. That ball never had a prayer, and Lane all over that one.
Officials are sorting it out. See if they keep that score on for Shadow Creek or not. Still waiting on the official call.
But the Mustangs defense is already out on the field. Knowing that flag came out after the interception, I imagine you're going to have some sort of block or hold on the return of Lane.
And there is the official call. It is a hold on the return. So the good news on all this is the touchdown's nullified. The bad news is you just had a pick and give Shadow Creek the ball back in great field position, still have 2 timeouts and 1:19 on the clock.
Well, in all reality, it's really like Friendswood just ended up punting that ball away because that hold must have been immediately after the return because they're going to give the Sharks the ball on the Mustangs 44. The ball was picked around the 35-yard line, so that flag must have came out early. The Sharks still have a good way to go. 2 timeouts remaining, 1:19 on the board. Time should not be a factor. Friendswood is going to have to make the Sharks turn the ball over on downs.
Jamarian George in at quarterback, twin receivers at both sides for George. Hulan in the backfield beside him. George back to pass, quick strike, caught, going backwards. However, that's going to be a loss of several. They're going to mark him at his own 48-yard line. That's a loss of 4 on that reception. Clock still rolling.
Roney all over that one, and the Sharks do not seem to be in any kind of hurry at all. The clock ticks under a minute. Now 55 seconds looking to the sidelines for the play call, and they're letting that thing tick.
Interesting. Guess when you have a team that can score so quickly, maybe the time is not of the essence as it would be for other teams. Trips receivers to the left side, single receiver to the right. Handoff to Hulan up the middle. Oh, there he goes. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, flag.
That flag
Touchdown.
came out around the 15. Think they're going to have a hold on the Sharks right there. It looks like Haynes was trying to get off a block, and that flag came in. Love the play call right there. They've been rolling.
Wow.
They've been rolling the pocket all night long. Roll it one way, hand the ball off to Hulan the other. The Mustangs bit on the moving pocket. Hulan was able to shoot through the gap. Nobody touched him, but the Mustangs might get another break right here. That's going to be the 10th penalty on the Sharks tonight.
Number 10, Jackson's pleading his case. Keelan Jackson must have been flag on him, but regardless, they're going to bring it back. Still a nice game, though.
That's still going to move the chains for the Sharks, but now time is becoming a little bit of a factor. 31 seconds remain. Still 2 timeouts for the Sharks.
Exactly.
But now you're going to have to see George go to the air.
Ball spot on the right hash. Again, 31 seconds left here in the first half. Twin receivers to both sides for George. Friendswood's defense need to pick up something big here. George back to pass. Floats one high. That's way overthrown. Incomplete. About 5 yards overthrown.
Yeah, solid coverage right there by the Mustangs. Draped all over the receiver. 26 seconds remain. 2nd and 10 for the Sharks.
And again, Shadow Creek still has, if they need them, 2 timeouts. And the way that running game is, spreading that field, you still got time to run one if you choose to. Hulan in the backfield. Quick out to Hulan. That ball's tipped.
And is it live?
That's Roney. No, sorry, that's Mike Hermes.
That's Hermes, and Roney's in the backfield as well. Swatted that ball down. Nearly had a chance to intercept it and go a long way. George, not tall, we've said before, is about 5'5", 5'6", trying to throw the ball amongst the trees. Hermes swats that one down. Had a couple swatted balls tonight. 3rd and 10. Mustangs might be able to hold on and only go into half down 1 score.
Fans getting on their feet now. Twin receivers to both sides. George goes deep. That ball is going to be
swatted down on the outside.
Close play right there, but again, great coverage on that.
That looked like that was Connor Haynes on the outside defending the comeback route. That ball would have been enough for a first down, about a 12-yard route. Breaking down, coming back to the sticks. Haynes remained with his man. 4th and 10, and it is 4th down territory for the Sharks. Friendswood has an opportunity to hold on and go into the half down 8.
Trips receivers to the left side. Twin receivers to the right. George is going to keep it. No, he's going to be brought down.
And that was Davis. Tinger right there.
Big Tinger
with a huge sack. And the Mustangs D stifles, holds them again for the 2nd time in a row in their own side of the football field. 13 seconds remain. I believe the Mustangs are going to take a knee right here and just be grateful that they're only down 8.
14-6, Shadow Creek way under their scoring average this season. Again, coming in with getting nearly 40 game for the first half, scoring 51 per game. Friendswood's defense take 2 plays away, done an outstanding job tonight, especially that last drive when that ball was given to them in their own end of the field due to the interception. We're going to have a quick run here by Revere. Going to be brought down, and that's going to do it here for the first half. We'll be right back here on the Motor Trends of Alvin halftime show. We've got a special guest for you, a distinguished alumni from FHS and homecoming festivities. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports. Your score, Shadow Creek 14, Friendswood 6.
Motor Trends is a locally owned and operated pre-owned auto dealership that specializes in customer service and one-price selling. The Yarbrough family invites everyone from the Friendswood Clear Lake area to look us up online at motortrendsonline.com, or just come on by and see us on FM 528 on the border of Friendswood and Alvin. We have a great selection of trucks, SUVs, sports cars, and sedans. We support Friendswood Athletics.
We have school spirit. What about you? JSC Federal Credit Union offers Friendswood High School Mustang mascot ATM and debit cards. Parents, students, and staff, show your school spirit with your very own Mustang's mascot card. Visit jscfcu.org for more information on the mascot cards and our other products and services available. JSC Federal Credit Union, home of the Friendswood High School Mustang mascot card, with 2 Friendswood branch locations.
With so many community banks around town being bought out by larger regional financial institutions, the Texan Bank is standing strong as one of the last true community banks in Houston. They have a strong commitment to do the right thing the right way. They're a full-service, independent community bank with a friendly neighborhood feel, and their new mobile banking products make it easier than ever to bank at your own convenience. Not to mention, they're a proud supporter of the Friendswood Independent School District and the Mustang football team. Call them at 281-276-1818 or visit them online at texanbank.com. They know what it takes to be Texan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Mustangs are smashing it today.
You know what else is smashed? My car. I was rear-ended at a parking lot yesterday. Worst part is, they didn't leave a note with their insurance information.
Wow, that stinks. But hey, take it to my friends over at Frank's Collision Repair. They're located on 809 West Bay Area Boulevard. Frank's provides exceptional quality work and great customer service. Best of all, they can walk you through the process and answer all your questions. And remember, if you've been in an accident, don't despair. Just call Frank's Collision Repair.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Joe Danke at Select Spine and Sports Medicine. Dr. Danke is the only certified sports chiropractor in Friendswood, and his goals are always to get you out of pain and back to action as fast as possible. Select Spine and Sports Medicine provides the best treatment options for neck and back pain as well as sports-related injuries. To find out more, visit chiropractorfriendswood.com.
There's a lot at stake this November.
36 governorships,
35 Senate seats,
and all 435 House seats are up for election.
If only 50% of voters show up, it would be the highest midterm turnout in a century.
Learn more and get involved at iamavoter.com. And don't forget to vote Tuesday, November 6th.
Brought to you by I Am a Voter and the Ad Council.
3, 2, 1. Oh no. Which button am I?
When every second counts, you can't wing it.
Guys, a little help up here?
In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So make a family home fire escape plan. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year so everyone knows what to do when they hear. Prepare your family at ready.gov/fire drill. Brought to you by FEMA, the Ad Council, and Make Safe Happen.
We are at the half. It is Shadow Creek 14, your Friendswood Mustang 6. Right now we are being treated by the halftime show. And again, of course, tonight being homecoming, we will have the homecoming festivities and find out who the 2018 homecoming queen is. But right now, we're always trying to up our game on our halftime show. We have a proud FHS Distinguished Alumni, and I'm going to let you tell me a little bit more about that and how that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, we're number one, excited to have you. And what I'd like is just, if you don't mind, kind of take us back a little to the Friendswood of old. Mr. John Scott did this a few weeks ago. Friendswood's gone through some changes, but talk about how when you came here and how school was like at that time, and give us a little bit of background for you, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. So I graduated in '94. And Friendswood has definitely grown a little bit since then. And, even in the schools, there wasn't any police in the school at that time. And back in 2000, we went ahead and instituted the SRO program. And I was the second SRO to come in the school there, so that was kind of neat. Growing up here in the community, graduating from high school from here, and then getting a shot to come back and serve the community was pretty special.
Oh, absolutely. So favorite high school memory. Now I know I'm just gonna tell you right now. We talked about none of these questions ahead of time, so I'm probably gonna put you on the spot.
No,
Please don't
that's
hold it
good.
against me.
No, sir.
But do you have just anything just stick out, or anything that you can share with us on this halftime show?
Well, I mean, these things were always special, just like the game here. This tradition has gone on. It's probably gotten a little bit bigger. You look down here now at the size of the crowd. That's grown quite a bit.
Right.
But some of the same stuff that I think the kids enjoy today are some of the things that we did, as well back then.
Right.
So not much change, except probably a little bit bigger. But
sure.
It's a great community. Everyone's down there having a great time. You see the involvement. And so just probably a little bit bigger and better, I guess.
Well, I know I actually moved to Friendswood. My wife and I moved here in '94, so the year that you graduated. And that's what we've seen as well. The community has gotten larger, but the feel, to me, is about the same.
Yes, sir, absolutely. A little bit larger, but like you said, the feel is definitely the same. I can look down there and kind of feel the same thing that we did. I think the kids are probably feeling the same thing. A little bit more technology. I think that board down there with the big screen is definitely a change, but
some turf on the field, possibly a little different.
A little bit
than
turf
the
there,
grass. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Sure.
Track's a little bit better shape.
And I'm assuming the Mustangs didn't run out of what they're running out of today.
That's pretty big league right there, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Josh, so you graduated high school in '94. Was it your goal when you graduated high school to find a way to stay here in the community, or were you going to move on to bigger and better places? I mean, what was your thought process in those days?
No, I definitely wanted to do what my parents did, and that was to get us in a great school district and raise my kids here. So, no, that was my dream all along, was to be able to stay here and have a family and raise my children, in the great district that we have here. So, absolutely.
Well, so what was it? Was there anything in your past that made you decide to go into law enforcement?
I don't think there was anything necessarily that was there that felt like was a defining moment or anything like that. It was always something that I respected as a kid and looked up to law enforcement for being able to represent the good side of things. And so I think that's the main thing. No defining moment.
Okay. And again, as you said, you were here and you kind of worked your way. You've been on the force now how many years here?
I've been here with Friendswood for 19 years.
Okay. All right. So 19 years and a total of how long total?
A total of 21 years. So I got out. It took me about 2 years to get on here. So back then it was a little more competitive than it is now. It was probably a little more of a popular field than it is career field than it is today. So a lot more candidates, and it was a lot more competition to get on. So
right.
I was able to get on at Alvin Community College. They knew that I was going to, with the police department there, they knew I had my sights set on Friendswood, and so they were willing to go ahead and do that until I was able to get a spot here.
Now, I would imagine as Friendswood has grown, I'm sure the police force has changed a little bit number-wise since you first started.
Yes, sir, for sure. I think we were in the 30s back in '97. And we're 64 now, and growing a couple of years. So probably max out somewhere around the 80 sworn personnel total.
Wow.
Once it build out.
Right. Well, of course, now this year, this honor, 2018 Distinguished Alumni. Tell me a little bit about what goes into how you get named into that, and then just your thoughts about that whole nomination and being honored this year.
It was such a wonderful event. That was first class. How they had set that up, the nomination process. You had to be nominated by some folks in the community, and obviously a graduate of Friendswood High School, and I think they, just given the great school district it is, they have a big number of candidates, I'm sure, that come through there. So what a great honor it is for someone to recognize, me for doing the work that I've done in the community. Was very, very special. But it was a great honor, and like I said, just a great, wonderful event that I know they have a lot of candidates that come through here, sure. Given how well the district is set up. Very successful people. So to be honored in that was tremendous.
Right, and to know that you're going to be there forever now with, like you said, just an outstanding group of people, both past and the ones to come, is got to be a tremendous honor. I'm sure I know your family's overly proud of something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. So they were all there, and it was very, very special. My kids were there as well. I've got a daughter that's in college in Oklahoma. She was able to make it down, and then I have a freshman here at Friendswood High School now. My wife has taught here for over 20 years, so definitely have some roots, here with the school district, and just a very special time to have everyone there to be able to witness that.
Well, Josh, again, number one, I appreciate you being here with us at halftime, but more importantly, again, congratulations. I know there's something to be said about where you grow up, you graduate, and then to know that you were remembered for what you've done since, and to be in that group of people is just, again, a tremendous honor, and just congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and you guys are doing a great job up here. This is big league, just like the run-through down there on the field. So we really appreciate that, and I'm sure the folks out there that listening that can't make the game, this is definitely a piece of it. So we appreciate that. Y'all are doing an outstanding job.
So we definitely thank you very much, and we're looking to keep this thing growing just as Friendswood has over the years. You got to start somewhere and let this thing build from here. But Josh, again, congratulations. Thank you for joining us tonight, and look forward to seeing you throughout town.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Again, that was Mr. Josh Rogers, Friendswood High School Alumni Association Distinguished Alumni Winner. We'll be taking a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a homecoming winner. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports. welcome back to Henry Winston, where we are just getting ready to get this second half underway. The teams have not made their way onto the field yet, as the Friendswood homecoming court is still getting off the field. Congratulations to Sally Ann Rohr. I think I said that right. I'm kidding. I know the Roars well. That is the third Roar in, is that 4 years, Justin?
4 or 5.
In homecoming parlance.
Homecoming dominance.
That's a dynasty.
A dynasty.
That's a three-peat.
That's impressive. That's hard to do in homecoming court.
Yes, it is. Very few schools can do that. Leave it to Friendswood, the Roars. So shout out to all the Roars, from Coach Rohr, whose daughter won the night, to Superintendent Rohr, who has had a daughter in the past win. And, by the way, Reed Rohr, shout out to you. You never won homecoming queen, but you weren't up for it. But you did a good job at everything else you did. And one of my favorite Roars, our neighbor down the street, Joe.
There you have it.
I mean, just
great family. They can do it all.
Absolutely. Just love the Roars, and apparently so do the Friendswood High School student body, as they have elected a third Roar to win homecoming queen. Justin, let's talk about some stats from the first half. We're going to move away from homecoming talk to the football game, where Friendswood right now trails 14-6.
Luke Revere has been an absolute workhorse for the Mustangs, toting the rock 21 times in the first half. Came up with 77 yards. No touchdowns for any of the offense. That goes to Mr. Dane Roney. Gurdon not having one of his best performances. I have him marked at 8 for 14, 48 yards, and 1 interception. Gurdon has not really aired it out too much. Everything he's done has been within the sticks. 5-6 yards, intermediate routes to start the game off for Gurdon. He had a solid first quarter, did not complete a pass in the second.
Yeah, you're right. He came out and couldn't miss, and then all of a sudden things just got away. You know, Friendswood being down 14-6, it's just there's so many things that went right for the Mustangs in between the red zones. Then you get inside and just couldn't put it in. Right now there's one score on the board for Friendswood, and that's a defensive touchdown by Dane Roney. Friendswood's been able to move the ball consistently to a point, but then finds a way to shoot themselves in the foot. A couple of bad snaps again on the extra point, and others. You know, you can't do that against a quality opponent. Last week it cost them. This week you're in the same scenario. These are the games that get you ready for the playoffs. Got to find a way to clean these things up a little bit. For Shadow Creek, though, got to be a little surprised, Justin. They've got to be a little stunned right now. They only have 14 points on the board.
Yeah, no kidding. Shadow Creek scored on plays of 61 and 75 yards.
Right.
Friendswood has moved the ball methodically. Shadow Creek has been putting points on the board in big strikes.
And here we go. The kickoff is going to go. Looks like the Keelan Jackson at the goal line, gets outside the 15, brought down the 17-yard line.
That's a great tackle right there by Grayson
Merritt. Sure
Merritt
was.
Did not have the speed to track him down initially. Did a good job of tracking him down, staying with it, funneling him to his other Mustangs on the kickoff. Merritt able to take him down from behind. 11:52 to go in the third quarter. The Sharks are going to trot out onto the field, and the Mustangs need a big stop here to set the tone.
Absolutely. Again, the defense, I just give them so much credit tonight. You've got 2 big scores, and that's it. They have shut down this Vaughn and Shadow Creek offense for the remainder of the ball game, and they've been put into some bad positions as well. D-line's doing a good job. Tinger has come up big with a sack. Hermes with a couple of tips. Dane Roney, Jackson Stevens with some big strikes as well.
And speaking of the penalty issues from the Shadow Creek Sharks, had 10 in the first half, make it 11, delay a game, and they have showed a serious lack of discipline.
Yes.
And the Sharks team has so much talent. If they're able to get their heads in the ball game, they will really be able to dominate opponents. But even with their stellar 6-0 start, they go deep into the playoffs, making mistakes like that, they could have some trouble.
Handoff to Hulan, goes to the left side. He is dropped quickly, maybe about a 2-yard gain. Little extracurriculars out there on the field, but all is good now. Going to give him about a, well.
Right back to the line of
right
scrimmage, maybe about a half yard was Tinger bringing him down right there. The Friendswood defense has done a really solid job up front. Between the tackles, they have done a good job of setting the line of scrimmage. It's when things get outside is where it all goes wrong.
Handoff again to Hoolan. Up the middle again. He's going to get about a yard, maybe 2 on that carry. And same play. Going to bring up a 3rd down and long now for Shadow Creek.
In these 3rd and long situations, this is when the Sharks like to roll that pocket, get George out in space. If there's nothing open, watch for George to tuck the ball away, put his head down, and try and pick up the first, because the Mustangs have done a good job of putting some pressure on him all night.
Twin receivers to the left side, single receiver to the right, tight end in for Creek. George back to pass. Got a man. That ball's caught, complete at the 34-yard line. Look at Axel Cruz, stair-step to go get that one. Brought it down.
He broke Connor Haynes off on that route right there. He had about 5 yards of separation between him and Haynes. Haynes has got to know where those sticks are, because he went about 3 yards past them. Simple comeback route. Haynes got broke off, was unable to keep his feet under him after the break. Simple pitch and catch right there from George to Cruz.
Jackson being covered up by Halata on the other side. Handoff to Hoolan up the middle. Tries to break it out to the left. Get about 3 yards on that carry. Big Cameron Johnson, offensive lineman. He's a Colorado commit. Doing some business over there on that left side of the line for Shadow Creek. Really, though, John, he's really the only large, we'll say extremely large lineman they have. Really a small team, in my opinion.
Yeah, between 77 and 75, Johnson and Jackson, those are some 2 big boys.
Yes.
Besides that, Friendswood really does have the size advantage.
Twin receivers to the right side, single receiver up top to the left. George back to pass, rolls around, stays on his feet, still on his feet, skipping around, 35. Now he throws the ball out of bounds. Coach Accardo with the catch.
Well, that was Bolden. I'm going to give him some credit.
Yeah, sure did.
You don't need to be stat padding Accardo.
No, you're right.
Bolden earned that one. 3rd down. That's all due to his secondary doing a good job staying in coverage right there. 3rd and 6. Another 3rd down for the Sharks. See if the Mustangs can hold. Watch for Shadow Creek to roll that pocket again and be able to protect George, because when he just drops back in a normal NFL-style pocket, the Mustangs have consistently put pressure on him.
Again, just underway here in the 3rd quarter. 9:41 left here in the 3rd. Shadow Creek up 14-6. George back to pass. Out in the flats. Got a man caught. And that is going to be out of bounds right at the sticks. They're going to say you got a 1st down.
I love the play call right there. Don't get too cute with it. Swing it out to your athlete. Get him in space and just run straight to the sticks right there, showing some serious speed on the outside, and that's where the Mustangs have trouble. They bottle them up inside. Once they get out in space, there's just too much speed and athleticism from the Sharks.
Ball is on the Sharks' 45-yard line. 3rd quarter tonight brought to you by Remax and Pinnacle Construction. Handoff to Hoolan around the right side, cuts back to the left. Nowhere to go, brought down by a host of Stangs.
I don't know why they continue to run Hoolan up the middle of this black shirt defense. Get the ball outside if you want to move it.
Look at Isaiah Spiller in the 1st tackle from his defensive end position. Again, young sophomore Isaiah Spiller.
Elliott Spiller.
Did I say Isaiah?
You did a couple times.
I'm going to figure out who Isaiah Spiller is shortly.
Probably some old athlete from the 1960s or whenever you used to watch sports.
There we go. George back to pass, sacked!
And that's Hermes
Big
all
Mike
over.
Hermes.
Came from the blind side, absolutely swallowed up the much smaller George, crunched him. 3rd and 16, and Hermes, we knew he'd have a big task ahead of him and able to contain George tonight, but he has done an excellent job all evening. Him and Tinger have been all over the football field. Great job right there by Hermes, trying to put some pressure on him right here.
3rd and 16 for the Sharks. Friendswood again comes up with a big play, and that defense just playing a whale of a ball game tonight for the Mustangs.
Man, you feel like the Sharks are always able to pick up the 1st down just the way this game has gone.
George pressured, throws it away.
Oh, that needs to be intentional grounding.
No way.
No receiver in the area. Ball didn't get past the line of scrimmage. there's going to be a fit thrown by Koopman if there is no flag on this play.
Well, yeah, Helton was in his face.
That absolutely needs to be intentional grounding. That'd be a loss of about 15. And
Where's
there's
the flag?
no flag on the play.
Are you kidding me?
Intentional grounding is quantified by two things. Was he outside of the pocket?
No.
No, he was not. Did the ball reach the line of scrimmage?
No.
No, it did not. You can only throw one flag, but that should have been a loss, and that saves them 15 yards, and that would have been huge. Mustangs would have been able to get their ball nearly after the punt in Shadow Creek territory. Instead, you have Halada back with his heels on his own 28-yard line.
Kick is going to see Halada's going to fair catch that ball right at the 25. And Justin, I repeat what you said. I am stunned. Coach Cooper's still on the field.
Oh, and I can't blame him.
That is the definition.
There is no explanation at all for that, and really that's a huge penalty. The loss of down.
They've got to be saying
from
the ball.
Spot. That's essentially a 15-yard sack right there, and I really would love to hear the reasoning on that one.
Got to say the ball crossed the line of scrimmage because there's no way he was out of the pocket. I mean, he was straight back. He was in, but
it has to be both of those things, and it was neither of them.
No, neither one. I don't know. So, regardless, 8:01 now left here in the third quarter. Friendswood's first drive of the second half. Revere back. Gurdon rolls out to his right. Got a man Zamora. 30, 35, 40. Still on his feet. Takes a shot. Still on his feet. 45, 46-yard line.
And you need to get those old eyes checked because that's Christian Lee.
Golly, I apologize. We just got some squeeging going on. Christian Lee.
20-yard reception for Lee. Not Zamora. Christian Lee. Show the man some love right there.
Absolutely. Mr. Lee, we apologize for you. By the way, Isaiah Spiller, just a 5-star recruit from Klein Collins in your neck of the wood. But regardless, handoff, Revere, around the left side, swallowed up, brought down for the loss. Flag, though, comes in late.
And we'll see if
sure it's like going to be a holding on that one.
I can't imagine it's a hold. That play was bang. That would be a tough break for the Mustangs if that was a holding call. I don't know who got held because it seemed like all the Sharks got through on that one. But it looks like it's on the Mustangs. They're marching back.
That was a quick play for a – well, we'll see what the call is going to be.
Koopman out there pleading his
case. It is
a
hold, and I just don't see how.
It is a hold, tough break, and they are going to accept the penalty. 1st and 19. 1st and 20 for the Mustangs. 1st and 20 for the Mustangs right there. And Koopman asking the same thing we are right here.
Sure.
How could that have possibly been a hold? You can't do that in about a split second.
Yeah, that Friendswood right now is just being struck by these calls and non-calls. Twin receivers to both sides. Little quick strike to Christian Lee, 35-40, makes a move, 45, still running out of bounds. Going to be just back to the original line of scrimmage.
10-yard reception right there for Lee, make it 30 for him in the half. Good job of putting his head down and taking Alford for a ride right there. I like to see the Mustangs get out in space as well. Don't forget that they also have some athletes. That was a great block thrown by Luke Revere on the screen as well, sealing his man off so Lee could pick up the extra yardage.
2nd and 10 now, 7:29 left here in the third quarter. Friendswood on the left hash. Zamora in motion. Durden back to pass. Got Zamora in the flats. Caught. Oh, no, incomplete.
Boy, and he is wide open right there. That one is on Gurdon, and if he hits him in stride, he's able to turn that thing up and get a first down. He's running an out route coming up and out of the backfield off of the motion. Zamora was wide open right there, and if he hits him in stride, he's able to catch that ball, turn up field, pick up the first. If he did come down with it, would have only been a gain of 3, but instead a 3rd and 10 already brought up for the Mustangs.
You know who we haven't seen a lot of tonight really is Alvarez.
No, Alvarez has been quiet, has had 3 receptions on the night, and that is a slow night for him. He is going to get it.
Early hit.
I thought he was there early looking for Alvarez on the in route right there, right at the first down marker. We talk about it all the time. Does a great job of getting to the sticks, knowing his route, shutting it down right when he gets to the first down marker. Was there. Gurdon threw a strike. We've seen him put a little too much air on his passes tonight, but he threw a dart right there, able to pick up that pass interference call.
Again, like you said, Justin, Alvarez, you know one thing he can do is he can get, if you need 10, he'll get you 10. He was right there. And there's the call. The ball will now be moved into Shadow Creek territory. This drive continues. 7:19 left here in the third quarter. They're going to mark this thing at the Shadow Creek 30-yard line. Excellent job. Excellent. First of all, the fact you get that call. Koopman says you still owe me one, I believe.
It's big, and the flag came in a little late. You were worried. Koopman already was standing on the 30-yard line with his hands out waiting for it, but the flag rained down. Koopman able to settle in a little bit.
Trips receivers to the right side. Lee tied in to the left. Zamora going to have a toss back to Revere. Left side, 30, 25. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. They will give him.
Good run right there from Revere. He likes to turn that ball up on the pitch. Had a lot of big linemen out in space leading the way. Solid run, Revere. And he has been the workhorse now. He has not been averaging a lot of yards per carry, but been around 4 or 5 yards consistently. That's going to be enough for the Mustangs, you know. Like, Revere is really putting his head down. He keeps working 4 to 5 yards. It's going to get you there. Now, it's not as flashy as those Shadow Creek runs that they've had, but they got to march down the field, and once they get in this red zone, they got to capitalize.
Lee in the slot. Got some movement. We're going to have an offsides. Gurdon thinks it is. Gurdon, throw that ball deep. Still scrambling. Throws the ball in the end zone. That is going to be overthrown, incomplete.
Man, looking for Lee Zamora in the area as well. Great job by Gurdon, avoiding the pressure, chucking up a prayer to the end zone. That's exactly what you do when you have a free play. There is no concern about the interception. He's aware of the offsides penalty, the 5th offsides penalty of the Sharks. Make that penalty number 13 for the Sharks on the game. And, boy, they are one undisciplined football team.
Absolutely, and there's no doubt about that. That is just hard to believe. A 6-0 team, number 9 team in the state of Texas, is going to rack up that many penalties in a ball game.
Well, like I said, they have not been in a close ball game yet. They're not used to these pressure situations.
Trips receivers again to the right side. Revere offset to Gurdon's left. Lee in motion to the left side. Revere, right side run. He's going to be brought down for a loss. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12. Now as that thing just never got going.
Courtney Brown setting the line of scrimmage right there. Revere kept trying to scrape, but Brown shows his speed, and then he has Warren Schenkel clean him up. Loss of 2 for Revere.
Fluellen comes in the ball game right now. Looks like we're going to go an empty set. No, it's going to keep Revere in the ball game. Alvarez and Lee offset to the left. Zamora and the Flu offset to the right. Flu in motion. Revere out in the flats. They're going to pass the ball to Alvarez. Caught, 20. Still on his feet, trying to gain. Going to get about a yard more. Right inside the original line of scrimmage. They are going to be inside the hometown Bank of Friendswood red zone just at the 18-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd down, though.
And that red zone has been the enemy of the Mustangs so far tonight. If you go into this red zone for the 3rd time and come up with 0 points, you really just don't deserve to win the ball game.
Could be tough right here. They got to find a way, like you said, to at least get something on the board here. 5-4-6.
And I think it's 4-down territory the way the kicking game has been for the Mustangs.
Empty backfield for Gurdon. Gurdon boxes it out, a little underneath route for Revere. He's looking, he's covered up. Going to go deep in the end zone. That ball is going to be intercepted at the goal line. 5-10. Ball's fumbled.
And I think
Friendswood got it back.
Oh,
Fluellen! Touchdown, Friendswood! The Flu!
And what a bang-bang play. Interception by Gurdon. Looks like Alvarez got a shot on him, jarred the ball loose. You look up,
oh my
the
goodness.
Flu is in the end zone.
Are you kidding me? Friendswood.
How about that? Fluellen, 6 points. Just how you drew it up.
Wow.
Some playground football out there for the Mustangs, but regardless, 6 points as the referees are conferring. It's like you might have an injured player on the field. I think that call is going to stand.
Well, right now, I think everybody's just trying to figure out what just happened. So for a recap, if you couldn't tell to our excitement, the pass is intercepted for Gurdon, number 1. That's the 2nd pick of the night.
That was not a pretty one.
That was picked at the goal line, brought back to about the 15 where he was struck. I thought it was Mike Gibson on the hit, not sure.
There was a lot of bodies in there.
There were a lot of bodies. All of a sudden, the ball is loose, and then Fluellen picks it up, scoops, and a score. But right now, well, again, officials are talking. The score's on the board. It's 14-12.
14-12, and I'm not sure what it would take to overturn this one.
I don't either. I mean, it's pretty clear what happened on that.
All of that are within the laws of the game. You can advance the fumble. He does, and even if he would have said Fluellen was possibly down, it would be still a first down for the Mustangs after the change of possession. And that play is just hard to follow if you're just listening. There's no visual. It's hard for us to follow up here, and we saw everything.
No, absolutely. That was outstanding again. And so, okay, the offense does score a touchdown.
And they're trotting out the offense to tie this
go.
ball game.
14-12. A lot of time left in this ball game. 5:22 in the third. Friendswood's going for the tie right now.
And I think that's what you need to do. You've had kicking trouble. Why worry about it? Try and tie this thing up right here.
Empty backfield for Gurdon. Fluellen, Lee, Zamora, Alvarez. Looks like Revere in the slot. Trips receivers to the right. Lee in motion to the right. Going to have a quad set. Lee going to try to make a move. Gurdon's rolling around. Gurdon still rolling. Get in the end zone. He's being chased still. He's going to be brought down for the sack.
Oh, boy, Gurdon trying to be elusive right there. He breaks a couple. Unable to do it with his feet. Takes the sack. So 14-12 Mustangs and 12 points coming all from, well, I guess you can call that the offense.
Offense got
Well,
it.
here's the thing. They were on defense.
Yes, they were.
I'm going to call that a defensive score.
We're going to sort that out. We're going to take a quick break. 14-12 Shadow Creek, 5:22 left. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
Generators of Houston and Generac support the Friendswood High School Mustangs. For all of your industrial and commercial generator needs, choose the oldest and largest Generac industrial dealer in Texas, Generators of Houston. They are generator installation experts with over 14 years of experience and installation references in virtually every commercial, municipal, and industrial application. If your business needs a generator installation, service, or parts, call the largest industrial Generac dealer in Texas, generatorsofhouston.com. That's Generators of Houston.
The Mustangs are smashing it today.
You know what else is smashed? My car. I was rear-ended.
And welcome back to Henry Winston Stadium, where the zaniness has broken out here, 14-12. And it is just, it's unreal right now what we just saw. Friendswood's defense has scored a touchdown. The offense just scored a touchdown, even though they were playing from a defensive position. Regardless, the bottom line is this is a 14-12 ball game. Friendswood trying to give Shadow Creek their first loss of the season. Alvarez's kick goes deep and through the back of the end zone. Shadow Creek will start this drive from their own 25-yard line. And this game is just, it's just one of those things. We've had penalties gone against Friendswood that you just shake your head at. We've had non-penalties go against Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek's had 13 penalties. Are we up to now?
13 penalties for Shadow Creek. Coughed up a crucial turnover right there that led to 6 points for the Mustangs. That was about to be another huge momentum swing. That would have been the third time in a row the Mustangs failed to put points up in the red zone.
Friendswood has scored 2 touchdowns, both on fumble recoveries, and another penalty.
Looks like a false start. Make that 14 penalties on the night. I'm running out of room on my stat sheet.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Butler has just got to be beside himself.
No kidding.
His team is just shooting itself in the foot tonight.
They are giving Friendswood every opportunity to win this ball game. They really are.
So this drive will start now from the 20-yard line, 1st and 15 for the Sharks.
And how frustrating for the Shadow Creek defense, considering they have allowed 0 points.
Absolutely. and it was their offense that got all the notoriety before the ball game. George back to pass. George going to keep it a run. 20, 25. Going to be run out of bounds right back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tostado shoved him out right there. It was a good job of tracking him down. And George is looking a little skittish back there in the pocket. He has not wanted to pass the ball. As soon as he drops back, he is looking to run about 1-2 seconds. Looks around. If nothing there, he's tucking the ball.
Now, secondary is doing a good job tonight for Friendswood of just keeping the receivers in front of him. Again, forcing, like you said, George to do some things on his feet. 2nd and 10 now for the Sharks. Ball's on their own 25-yard line. George back to pass, got a man over the middle. That ball is incomplete, just flat dropped by, that's Kalon Jackson. That's their leading receiver.
Yeah, the usual reliable Jackson. Man, you could have drew another penalty right there. You had number 19, Guidry, engage in the block before Jackson had even caught the ball right there or was attempted to catch the ball. If Jackson catches that thing, that might draw another flag. But it's 3rd and 10, and third downs have been a theme this game. The Mustangs have given up a few to the Sharks. We'll see if they stand tall here. 5:09 remaining in the third.
Trips receivers to the right side. George back to pass. Going to throw the ball. First down if it's caught, and it is. Ball is caught at the 38-yard line. That looked like
Jared Jackson right there with the reception. Yeah. Tostado in the coverage. Again, they go to the same comeback routes. They trust that their wide receivers are more athletic than these Mustang cornerbacks, and so far it's been true. The comeback route has been money for the Sharks all night long. Friendswood has no answer, and by now they've got to expect them.
You know, we got Halada in a safety right now for the Mustangs. Played some corner earlier. Like to see him in a safety. Run up the middle. 45, 50. First down. That's going to be Houland again.
Oh, boy, and Cameron Johnson absolutely caved in that side of the football. Big hole for Marquez Houland along the left side and then shook off a tackler.
Yeah, Cameron Johnson, no doubt, is the cream of the crop on this offensive line. Already committed to Colorado. Have him listed at 6'4", 280.
That is no lie.
No doubt about that. George on a little end around on his own. 40, 45, 40, 35. That's just a little keeper, just pure speed.
They're kind of running like an option look right there.
Also, too, then George
turns the corner. It looks like Hermes just got a little too far upfield between D end and D tackle right there. Left that gap open for George. He found it, shot through like a rocket, picked up 12 yards.
Trip receiver to the right side. George back to pass. Stuck, caught, 30-yard line.
Just another comeback route again. Along the sideline.
Nope.
Same route. It was Jackson. Same route, same corners. Jackson, Tostado picks up 7 right there. Just a simple pitch and catch. George knows where he wants to go to the football.
He caught for 6.
Jared Jackson again, and boy, that was a great play call by the Sharks. They run the comeback. We just said 2 times in a row. Same receiver, same corner. They faked the comeback, the old hitch and go action. You saw George exactly where he was going, was staring his receiver down the whole route, pump faked, Tostado bit, went up top with it, easy 6 for the Sharks, making it 20-12, and a big extra point coming on.
Absolutely. 3:38 left here in the third quarter. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good for Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek goes up on Friendswood 21-12. 3:38 left here in the third quarter. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
With so many community banks around town being bought out by larger regional financial institutions, the Texan Bank is standing strong as one of the last true community banks in Houston. They have a strong commitment to do the right thing the right way. They're a full-service, independent community bank with a friendly neighborhood feel, and their new mobile banking products make it easier than ever to bank at your own convenience. Not to mention, they're a proud supporter of the Friendswood Independent School District and the Mustang football team. Call them at 281-276-1818 or visit them online at texanbank.com. They know what it takes to be Texan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
The Mustangs are smashing it today.
You know what else is smashed? My car. I was rear-ended at a parking lot yesterday. Worst part is, they didn't leave a note with their insurance.
And welcome back to Henry Winston, where the score is now Shadow Creek 21, Friendswood 12. That last score, pass from George to Jackson, puts Shadow Creek up 9-7. Zamora with the return is going to hand off to Alvarez. Alvarez, if he can get outside, he's got some room. 15, get out there, 20. Going to be run out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Just couldn't quite put the burners on to outrun that special teams defense of Shadow Creek. Had some grass, closed quickly.
Yeah, they tried to set up the wall actually on the Shadow Creek sideline, but there was nothing there. Did not set up how the Mustangs intended. Alvarez doing a good job of reversing field and making something out of nothing. Didn't get much yardage, but the Mustangs will start at the 21-yard line, down by 2 scores.
Quick update of scores and other 10-5A games tonight right now from Hightower. It is Hightower on top of Ball 21-17, and Texas City's on top of Terry 21-15. Gurdon tossed back to Revere, left side, waiting for his blockers. Revere, typical Revere run, just gashes for about 5.
And Revere is approaching that 100-yard mark. Granted, take him about 30 carries to do so. Revere has been an absolute workhorse, and he's going to be sore after tonight's game.
3 minutes and counting here in the third quarter. A lot of time left in this ball game.
Unfortunately, the game plan for Friendswood is to not play from behind, because they have done an excellent job of eating up that clock this evening. Their run game has been there.
Gurdon back to pass. Got a man. Alvarez through his hands.
Alvarez got to come down with that one.
Oh, man.
Gurdon put a lot of mustard on that one, but Alvarez, sure-handed receiver, just too hot for him.
Right at
Ball
the sticks.
Popped off, would have been a first down for the Mustangs. Instead brings up a quick 3rd and 5 up for the Mustangs, and this is a big one. Shadow Creek goes up by another score, and this thing's about out of reach.
Yeah, and that's hard to say when you're only down 2 scores, but again, it is what it is right there. That's just the reality of the team you're playing right here. Friendswood doesn't need to come up with this, and they're going to talk about it. Coach Koopman's going to use his first timeout of the half. I think Coach Koopman feels the pressure of this 3rd down too. Again, you're looking at a 3rd down and 5 now for the Mustangs. I go right back to Alvarez. I mean, he's not going to drop 2 in a row.
No, I like your thought on Alvarez. No, I think I would sneak out Christian Lee right here.
You got a good opportunity.
I love the double tight formation from the Mustangs. They're going to key on Alvarez. He is their number 1 target. Christian Lee, who's also sure-handed, got a big frame on him. He should be able to settle down right into the sticks. I'd like to see him come off that line of scrimmage, chip block somebody, and just get lost in the shuffle, because we've seen that Shadow Creek play some seriously undisciplined football. As many penalties as they has picked up tonight. And shoot, it might not be that crazy of a deal to try and get them to jump off sides. They've done it 5 times tonight, and they just need 5 yards for the first down.
Exactly.
I'm sure they talked that over, and this snap count is definitely not going to be on 1.
So you're going to have twin receivers to the left side, single receiver, Alvarez. Up top, you're going to have Zamora and Fluellen. On the left, Lee, right tight. See, they're going to go to him out of that tight formation, get some blocking. High snap, Gurdon brings it down, got pressure. Gurdon's dropped for the sack.
And that is the 5th sack of the night. That is way too many to be taking from a young sophomore quarterback. On the sack was Jeremiah Harris. All kinds of Sharks getting after Gurdon tonight. Not what you wanted. Didn't have time for the play to develop. They got there quick. Gurdon tried to step up, could not do so. Harris took him to the turf. 4th and 8, and going to have to punt. Looks like you're going to have Keelan Jackson with his heels on the 46-yard line of Summer Creek.
Lee snap back to Alvarez. Good one. Alvarez short kick. There's a flag already thrown.
Oh, that's awfully close to a Shadow Creek player. That might be Mustang football.
Wow. I don't know.
I guess not, but it's like Xavion Alford was right next to that football. That's what you got to do on the punt team. Yell, Peter, 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 get away from the football. Alfred did not do so. Lucky that one did not graze him.
That's a heck of a Shadow Creek bounce on that ball. We're going to see what this penalty is going to be.
The ball came out before it hit the ground. It's going to be holding somewhere.
That's a quick hold. The ball had just been released from Alvarez's foot. But regardless, it is a hold, and Shadow Creek will back this up. 14 penalties in the night for the Sharks.
15.
15, my apologies.
We're trying to get to 20.
Oh, they'll get there.
I absolutely believe it, and that's the problem for the Mustangs. They've had the opportunities. Shadow Creek has started multiple drives out, 1st and 20, 1st and 15, continue to jump off sides, but yet the offense has still put up 0 points on the evening.
Jamarian George is still in at quarterback. Marquez Hoolan blocking for him. George rolls out to his left. He's got a man wide open. Caught. 35, 30, 20. You're not going to catch him. 10. Touchdown. And just like that, is that Jared Jackson again?
It's hard to see from here. It's either Guidry or Jackson.
Good night.
But that's just blown coverage. What is there to say besides that? Just a lack of discipline by the Mustang secondary, not staying with it. You know that George is going to roll out of the pocket. You have to stay with your man, and we talked about that before the game started. We knew they were going to have a difficult time staying with those receivers when George abandons the original play call, and that's what Shadow Creek likes to do. They don't play traditional football. They like to play that what you do at recess when you're in junior high.
Speaking of miscues on special teams, they have one there. That bad snap. They will not get the extra point off.
And that's big.
27-12. Keeps the score within 15. 147 left here. We'll take a quick break here on MCS Sports. Come back with Friendswood trying to get this game a little bit closer. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
The Mustangs are smashing it today.
You know what else is smashed? My car. I was rear-ended at a parking lot yesterday. Worst part is, they didn't leave a note with their insurance information.
Wow, that stinks. But hey, take it to my friends over at Frank's Collision Repair. They're located on 809 West Bay Area Boulevard. Frank's provides exceptional quality work and great customer service. Best of all, they can walk you through the process and answer all your questions. And remember, if you've been in an accident, don't despair. Just call Frank's Collision Repair.
Generators of Houston and Generac support the Friendswood High School Mustangs. For all of your industrial and commercial generator needs, choose the oldest and largest Generac industrial dealer in Texas, Generators of Houston. They are generator installation experts with over 14 years of experience and installation references in virtually every commercial, municipal, and industrial application. If your business needs a generator installation, service, or parts, call the largest industrial Generac dealer in Texas, generatorsofhouston.com. That's generatorsofhouston.com. Go Mustangs.
And welcome back to Henry Winston. Scores Shadow Creek 27, Friendswood Mustangs 12. 147 left here in the third quarter. A lot of football left. Friendswood fans just going to have to find a way to put some points on the board. Offense is still looking for that first score from an offense possession. That's out of bounds.
Out of bounds. That's number 16.
Oh, they're going to get the 20 again. There's no, in my mind,
that's unreal to me.
I will put some money on that one. That the Shadow Creek will have their 20th, and that is absolutely unreal. I mean, even in a non-district early season ball game, if you have 20 penalties, as a coach, you're going nuts on that.
I've never seen anything close to
Game
20. 7.
That's
crazy to me, and it's not like Shadow Creek is getting gypped on any of these calls.
Oh, no.
They are all legit.
There's one or two I'm going to go back to they didn't call either, so we're going to let that one go. Twin receivers to the left side, single receiver to the right. Revere offset the Gurdon's left. Revere with the handoff around the right side. Nowhere, and there's a flag on the field. Got to feel like that's going to be a hold against the Mustangs.
I would think so. Has some pulling guards right there. Shadow Creek able to blow it up, disrupt the play. Revere nothing doing. That might be a hold on the Mustangs.
And it will be.
And that's going to be 1st and 20 for the Mustangs. Another tough break. The offense has had difficulty moving the ball in the third quarter so far tonight. Have really not been getting it done. And originally they've been moving the ball well, but when you start off 1st and 20, it throws off your whole game plan because when you like to go Revere, get you about 4 or 5, get you close to those sticks. But right now, you're unable to do so.
Double tight formation for the Stangs. Revere hands off on the left side. Big Mike, good block. Christian Lee, good block. Revere outside, gets right back. That gets about About 8 or 9 on that. Going to be about 2 yards in front of the original line of scrimmage. Ball be spotted on the 33-yard line.
And that's going to put him over 100 for the evening. Another solid night rushing
with a lot of
Luke
carries.
Revere. And I tell you what, yeah, that's not due to his great rushing average. Now, I'm not saying he's having a bad night at all.
Game.
But he has been a workhorse. Gain of 13 there. 2nd and 7 now for the Mustangs. Let's see if they can get a big play that they haven't hit all night.
Twin receivers. Yep, Revere up the middle. 2nd and 8 goes for
1.
Maybe 1.
Yeah, and that's not the big play that they were hoping for. But the Mustangs really have not tried to air the ball out all that much. And I understand that is in your game plan. That's what you came in here to do, was to dominate the line of scrimmage and run it down their throat. But unfortunately, down 2 scores, approaching the 4th, got 55 seconds remaining in the 3rd and ticking. The run game is just not going to get it done. Gurdon has not been on his A game tonight, but you're going to have to unleash him at some point soon.
Go back to that very first drive, though. Everything was short passes and
absolutely
and yardage. I like that. That was positive.
First drive, Gurdon started off 5 for 5, and boy, he has not been on track since.
Gurdon passed to Alvarez. First down, then some. 45. Keep going. 50-yard line, Oxford Alvarez. First down.
20 yards on the play was Alvarez, doing what he does best, getting right past the sticks. Gurdon putting that right on
beautiful pass.
That big number 1. Alvarez spinning off a tackler, turning it upfield, approaching Shadow Creek territory on the 49.5-yard line. The Mustangs are marching. 15 seconds remain. Should be the last play of this 3rd quarter.
Twin receivers, trips to the left side. Revere with the handoff around the right. Gibson pulls. Revere shut down, maybe about a yard gain. And that's going to do it here for the 3rd quarter. We have 12 minutes left. Your score, Shadow Creek 27, Friendswood 12. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
Generators of Houston and Generac support the Friendswood High School Mustangs. For all of your industrial and commercial generator needs, choose the oldest and largest Generac industrial dealer in Texas, Generators of Houston. They are generator installation experts with over 14 years of experience and installation references in virtually every commercial, municipal, and industrial application. If your business needs a generator installation, service, or parts, call the largest industrial Generac dealer in Texas, generatorsofhouston.com. That's generatorsofhouston.com. Go Mustangs!
And welcome back to Henry Winston Stadium here on Homecoming Evening 2018. Friendswood doing all they can to get this homecoming win. Right now down 15, 27-12. So many positives you can go back to in this game tonight, but you're down 15. I mean, so many things done right, few errors that have just cost them. And Shadow Creek with their quick strike offense has been held in check for most of the game, and that is saying something when you saying the team is held in check and they got 27 3/4. But they're averaging 51.
And if Shadow Creek couldn't hit those big plays, the offense has really not marched on Friendswood all game.
Absolutely not. 2nd and 9 now for the Mustangs. Revere, hand out to the right side. Got some blocking up front. He's going to be brought down, caught from behind. Going to be about Byron Roberson.
Oh, boy, and Big Mike crunched Jevin Murphy right there. Oh, he was laying on the turf, praying somebody would take him off for a little bit. Big Mike delivered the hurt.
11:35, just underway here in the 4th quarter.
Looks like you got the flu trotting onto the field. There's got to be a pass play. You got Lee up top with him. Zamora as well. Mustang still shifting around, trying to get set. But there's 5 seconds left in this play clock. They're going to have to burn time out.
They're going to burn it. And there it is.
And that hurts. That's going to be your 2nd one, and trailing in this ball game as well. Timeouts are everything. That's a tough one, but the Mustangs weren't set, and they had to take one. 11-16 remains.
Well, we have a minute here. We're going to tell you the other 10 5A scores. 11:53 in the 4th quarter. Hightower on top of Ball, 21-17. Ball trying to get the upset tonight. That's down on the island. Again, crazy things happen on the Rock. Texas City also looking for the win. 4th quarter, they're over Terry right now, 21-15. And don't forget, tomorrow Angleton is at Foster in a 1 o'clock game at Traylor Stadium. Friendswood plays next Thursday night versus Fort Bend Hightower, do not forget, will be Thursday night ball game in Fort Bend. Hightower looking to hang on, keep their season progressing forward after they started out the year so poorly. Friendswood would love nothing more than to be down there next Thursday night, coming off a huge win here versus the Shadow Creek Sharks. But they've got a hill to climb, down 15 with 11 minutes left here in this ball game. 3rd down and 6. And I think everything's 4-down territory from here on out for Friendswood. Gurdon back to pass, looks for Alvarez. That ball was just underthrown. Late flag.
And I think that, I couldn't see. I was looking downfield at Alvarez.
Miles Morgan.
Not sure who it's on. Looked like some extracurricular. I imagine this is going to be a personal foul.
It was Morgan and another player.
It looks like it's going to be on the Mustang.
Oh, goodness. He probably had the second look. It's always the second look.
Always the second guy that gets caught, unfortunately, it's like Miles Morgan. Alvarez on the slant just went 1-2 steps, actually about a 3-4 step slant. Got all the way up, cut it in about a yard shy of the sticks. Gurdon just threw it at his feet, and that ball did not have a chance to get in there.
I'm going to say something about this penalty right here, too, if it is on Morgan. I mean, there was 2 guys engaged, Morgan and again, I'm trying to get the number for Shadow Creek. No punches thrown, no pushing really, just 2 guys still engaged with each other, and then all of a sudden the late flag.
We will see. And it's marching against Shadow Creek. They can clap all day.
Much.
We were judging off of the clapping.
Oh, they put the face mask on the D lineman.
Oh, that's a tough break, especially coming from a former defensive lineman standpoint. I'm sure it was unintentional, but that tends to happen.
Yeah.
You're engaged with an O-lineman, your hands get tangled up. You get on that face mask for just a brief moment, and it's a 15-yarder and a 1st down. And, boy,
wow,
Friendswood has caught every single break they have needed tonight. 17 penalties. 17 penalties. Good night. That is quite a few. I wish I would have been keeping track of the yardage on those because that's probably close to about Friendswood's total offensive numbers.
Unfortunately, I think you're right on that. So Friendswood will have this one at their Shadow Creek 32-yard line.
And they have to score right here. 11-12 remains in the last quarter of the ball game. You're down 15, and the offense has had some trouble moving the football, especially on this side of the field. The 30 in has been where these Friendswood drives really tend to struggle. You don't have to air the ball out. You have plenty of time right now. Get Revere going, pick up his typical 4 to 5 yards, and work it in.
Twin receivers of both sides for the Mustangs. Revere is in the ball game besides Gurdon. Zamora in motion across the left side. Gurdon barks it out. Gurdon looks left. Now Gurdon's going to go deep. Got a man. Whoa, that ball's overthrown.
Ball just too long. Alvarez was a few steps ahead of Alfred right there. Gurdon had time. Off the edge was coming Alec Bryant. Beat his man. Good job by Revere shifting over to pick him up. Gurdon had the time, had the man. Too much on it.
Elliott Taylor comes in now tied in. Should maybe have a double tight set here as Lee is going to be in the tight end as well on the right side. So double tight formation.
This is where you watch Lee chip up block and sneak out.
Absolutely.
Streamline straight down the formation.
Hand off to Revere, though, left side. Cuts, nice cut right there. Luke Revere gets about 5 on that one.
I'm waiting for Lee to sneak out.
I agree.
I really am, because this team is undisciplined. It is hard for anybody at any level. Once you see somebody,
he'll be open.
Once you see somebody engage in that block, you let them go. They don't think about him anymore. They're on to their next man. But, boy, if Lee could engage and sneak out right down the middle of this field, I think you'd get an easy 6, especially on this undisciplined Shark defense.
And what a better time to do it than right now. 10:33. We need a score. 3rd down and 7. Hand off to Revere, right side. Falls block, got it, ran 25-20. 1st down and then some. Down to the 14-yard line. Luke Revere picked up a couple of nice blocks that time from Lee originally, and then Mike Gibson on the pull as well.
And I wanted Lee to go out in the pattern right there, but he did an excellent job of blocking. Shadow Creek did not expect the run right there on 3rd and 7, and heck, neither did I. But 4 down territory for the Mustangs. I understand the call, and it pays off big in that hometown bank of Friendswood red zone on the 14-yard line.
Hand off to Revere up the middle. He's going to go nowhere, maybe for a loss.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Swallowed up by a few Sharks. Looks like Byron Robertson was the first one there. Had a couple other white jerseys help gang tackle Revere. 9:45 and ticking in the fourth. Mustangs awaiting the play call.
Again, I still don't, just not sure I understand why we're not getting the passing game, the original first quarter, quick strikes, you're getting 5 or 6 yards on them, but regardless.
Well, let's be honest, Gurdon has not had his pinpoint accuracy.
Gurdon back to pass now, looking for, that's
Lee, but not going to pick up much,
nah.
Just about a gain of 2. Just coming around, a little out route right there. Wouldn't look like it was a little rounded, not much there. He's got 3rd and 8, ball in the 12, and this is where the Mustangs have had some serious issues. If you come up empty, should have came up empty for the 3rd time. Luckily, interception and a fumble led to a Fluellen touchdown, but the offense itself has failed 1, 2, 3 times in the red zone, and it cannot be 4 here.
Gurdon back to pass. Everybody's out and ball is caught. Touchdown.
Zach
Zamora with the 6 points, wide open in the end zone.
Everybody went towards Alvarez, and boy, he drew the corner and the safety.
You can't sleep on Zamora.
Zamora, oh boy, he had all kinds of time in the end zone. He was just settled in, camped out, could have been sitting in a lawn chair all kinds of time, and we'll see if they go for 2 or bring the extra point unit on. It would be an 8-point game, but they are going to line up for the extra point to try and make it 8. That's what you should do in this situation. Make sure the game is still alive in 1 score.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. Let's see it here. Snap back, hold down by Lee. Kick is up. Kick is good by Austin Alvarez. Got yourself a ball game, people. 9:17 left. 27 for the Sharks, 19 for the Mustangs. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
With so many community banks around town being bought out by larger regional financial institutions, the Texan Bank is standing strong as one of the last true community banks in Houston. They have a strong commitment to do the right thing the right way. They're a full-service, independent community bank with a friendly neighborhood feel, and their new mobile banking products make it easier than ever to bank at your own convenience. Not to mention, they're a proud supporter of the Friendswood Independent School District and the Mustang football team. Call them at 281-276-1818 or visit them online at texanbank.com. They know what it takes to be Texan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Joe Danke at Select Spine and Sports Medicine. Dr. Danke is the only certified sports chiropractor in Friendswood, and his goals are always to get you out of pain and back to action as fast as possible. Select Spine and Sports Medicine provides the best treatment options for neck and back pain as well as sports-related injuries. To find out more, visit chiropractorfriendswood.com.
And
with so many community banks around town being bought out by larger regional financial institutions, the Texan Bank is standing strong as one of the last true community banks in Houston. They have a strong commitment to do the right thing the right way. They're a full-service, independent community bank with a friendly neighborhood feel. And their new mobile banking product.
Shadow Creek, 9:17 left here in this 4th quarter in this ball game. Just got a weather report. Apparently we're 15, 20 minutes away from a little storm. So
that was meteorologist Morgan Whiteside. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You. Works for Channel Nothing News, but we appreciate the help on that. So thank you very much. That return's brought back to the 32-yard line for Shadow Creek. They will start this drive. Friendswood's defense need to come up with another big one.
The defense has really done a good job of preventing long drives, and they've really started off strong when they get the ball. They've been forcing Shadow Creek, well, I'm going to say forcing them into some penalties, but they've started off their drives 1st and 15, 1st and 20. The Mustangs have done a good job of making them. They've really just only hit on big plays. They have not driven the ball down Friendswood's throat one bit. They've hit a few big plays, and that has really been it for the Shadow Creek offense. Unfortunately, they have hit them quite a few times. They have not had success up the middle with Hooland. George has had all of his success scrambling out of the pocket except for that one hitch and go they had. He snaps the ball right there, and Hooland is going to try and bounce that thing out. Mustangs swallow it up. Looks like that was Helton there on the tackle. Going to get 2 yards, 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs.
And how many penalties we have for Shadow Creek right now, Justin?
I have them at 17.
Got it. Twin receivers to the left side, single receiver up top to the right. Jamarian George in at quarterback. Friendswood's defense. Hermes coming off the edge. George, quick strike, got a man, incomplete.
Case of the dropsies.
I don't know if it's that or just turned up the field a little early, but regardless, that's going to bring up down a 3rd down and 6.
A big 3rd down at that. Took one off the chest plate right there. That's going to leave a bruise.
Absolutely. All right, defense, here you go. 3rd and 6, big stop.
I know they just ran it right there, but please watch the comebacks. Watch the comeback route. Jared Jackson and Tostado, that's the matchup they've been going to. Let's see what they do. Almost got the Mustangs to jump, but the snap was not off. The Mustangs should be able to take him down for a loss.
George, and now I get a late flag. What do we have going on?
Oh, no. And Koopman is going to be furious that that's against the Mustangs.
Oh, my
They
God.
got 2 Mustangs to jump, but they got back in time. The center did not snap the ball. George acted like he had a free play, but there was no flag out on the field until George was brought down. That thing came out late.
Very late.
And oh, boy, Koopman is going to give him an earful if that's on them.
They call a face mask on the Mustangs. That's a first down.
Oh, boy, tough break for
huge.
Friendswood. They had him 5 yards behind the sticks. Talking of penalties, that one hurts Friendswood. They were going to have the ball back with 8:30 on the clock, down 8. Instead, give the Sharks a free first down after there was nothing there, but the ball is still only on the 29-yard line. Plenty of time left in the ball game.
Friendswood showing pressure, backs off. Hooland up the middle. Nothing. Give him about 2, and it brought down by a swarm of Mustangs. I see Tinger in there as well as many others, Stevens as well.
I got to give credit to this Mustang interior D-line.
Yes.
They have absolutely plugged up the middle. Blaze Hilton and company on that one. There has been nothing on the interior tonight for the Mustangs.
8-10 and counting here for Friendswood, down 8. Need to get the ball back. Had a great opportunity. Face mask penalty kept this drive alive for Shadow Creek. 2nd and 8, ball's in their own 32. Hooland with the run around the right side, maybe 4.
Oh, maybe just about 3 yards right there from Hooland. Going to make it 3rd and 3 for the Sharks. The Mustangs brought some heat right there. Paid off. 3rd and 3, another big 3rd down. The crowd starting to get up on their feet.
Need you right here. Ball is on the Shadow Creek 36-yard line. Ball is on the right hash. A lot of times I just see Shadow Creek like to go out there where that grass is.
Watch out for George to roll the pocket and take it himself. Hooland on the outside as well. They have not had success up the middle. Watch this thing to go outside.
Corners pressing. Hooland outside. Oh, Herbie's almost got him. He's going to be brought down for a gain of 1.
How about that? Friendswood got there. That was Helton. Nearly knocked him down for a loss of 3. But a few blue jerseys able to rally and take him down, led by Blaze Hilton.
Great
4th
job.
and 2.
Punt.
Friendswood's going to want to play this thing safe. 4th and 2. I imagine Shadow Creek doesn't try anything too tricky the way their defense has been playing, and up 8. But you never know. They only have 2 yards to go.
6:44 and counting.
Watch that football.
Halad is on the 35. Ready to return this kick. You're right. No penalty here.
Oh, the ball's on the turf.
He dropped the football.
And he's going to be taken down by the Mustangs.
Ball, 35-yard line.
And how about that? Jackson Stevens on the takedown and another miscue for the Sharks. They really want to lose this football game.
Sharks do not want to win. You're absolutely right. They're trying to give Friendswood the game. Will they take it, though?
That's 3 turnovers for the Sharks, 2 of them leading to a score, 1 of them giving the Mustangs on the ball right now on their own 36. 17 penalties on the night. They are really trying to give Friendswood this ball game. They must have put a lot of money on the Mustangs.
Twin receivers to both sides. Revere offset to the right of Gurdon. Gurdon back to pass. Quick out to Lee. Lee caught. 35-30.
Bowls over his
nice
man
job,
right
Christian
there.
Lee. First down for the Stangs to the 25-yard line.
Took Alfred for a ride right there. That is just a simple wide receiver screen. The Mustangs have loved that play in the past. Has not seen it a lot tonight. That's just Lee getting an athlete out in space. Bowls his man over. That gives them enough for the first down. Mustangs on the 25.
Elliott Taylor comes in for the double tight
formation. And watch Lee sneak out. I've been waiting to see it.
When will they do it? Hand off to Revere. Left side, nowhere to go.
Swallowed up. And you do have to credit the Sharks. They have done a much better job of containing Revere in this second half. Revere on first down was typically getting about 5 yards a carry in that first half. This half, he has been stifled at the line. They've been doing a good job of setting the line of scrimmage. The Mustang passing game is going to have to be the way they get there.
Absolutely. Now we're at 5:40 and counting. Friendswood has one timeout remaining. Shadow Creek has all three. Shadow Creek up 8. Friendswood getting close to that red zone. Twin receivers to both sides. Gurdon back to pass. Going for Alvarez. Oh, my goodness, overthrown.
So close. Just
fingertips.
A fingertip too far for Alvarez. Oh, boy, that one had a chance. That's been the theme for Gurdon. Just a little too much air on his balls tonight. That one had a shot. Alvarez had his man beat. Love the play call. That was St. Junius, the senior, in coverage on Alvarez. And oh boy, that was almost close to making this a 2-point ball game. But now you have 3rd and 10. Interesting situation here. If you think Shadow Creek is going to sell out on the pass, it's not the worst thing in the world to run the ball right here because everything is 4-down territory from this point on.
Exactly. Trips receivers on the left side. Lee in motion. Should be Zamora to the right side. Gurdon rolls his way. Zamora's there. Caught. First. Oh, that's not
Zamora, what are you doing? You almost had the first down. You shuffle-stepped out of bounds like you thought you had it. You got to know where the sticks are, young man.
4th and
That's
1.
going to make it 4th and about a yard. Oh, boy, he easily could have had the first down right there. And now you're going to have to run some power football as you see
double tight.
Elliott Taylor come in the ball game. Double tight situation. You get the flu coming out, and you got to punch this thing in. You got to give it to your workhorse, Luke Revere. Get a yard. Going to run him out of the shotgun. We'll see if they get it.
I don't think they're going heavy here, but they're not. They're just going to keep it Revere. Toss to Revere, left side.
Oh, he just got it. He just
got it. Oh, no, I don't like the spot.
Oh, the spot is short. I thought he picked it up. Shadow Creek acting like they got it.
Boy, that was a
Friendswood
tough spot.
Players are saying they got it. Oh, boy, I thought he just got there, but the spot looks a tad shy. We'll see.
I did not like
this
that
is going
guy.
to be a short one, and, boy, I cannot stand the play call.
I don't like it either.
Revere is your power back. You send it outside thinking the Sharks are not going to know, but, boy, they were on it. Revere put his head down after contact, nearly made it. We will see. The Friendswood offense remains on the field.
Oh, it's a first down for Shadow Creek. Friendswood does not get it. He is just short. And again, it's a 4th and 1. Not sure why you don't just plug that middle, bring in your beef. You got a Roney, you got Gibson, and
we saw Big Mike take a few handoffs last week.
Heavy package
for a couple yard gains last week. Right there, went outside, tried to go beat speed with a speedy Sharks team. But it did not get it done. And you are right. A lot of football left to be played. But that one time out of Friendswood, that might come into play. They do not have all three. Only one remains, 5:08.
Friendswood defense, got to have to hold them again. Jamarian George around the right side.
I'm going to pick up about 6 right there. Chased down by Spiller from the opposite side. Clock ticks under 5 minutes, and it's going to roll for a little bit. And, boy, that is a tough break for the Mustangs.
Absolutely.
And that is their 4th failed red zone attempt with no points tonight. And that has been the difference in the ball game.
I agree 100%. That's heartbreaking for those guys. Again, I'm not sure some of those, but regardless, you got to put all that aside. You got a chance to defense to stop, get the ball back, and you're down a score. Shadow Creek taking plenty of time, down to 5 on the play clock. Hoolan with the run up the middle can be brought down again. As you said earlier, just that interior of Friendswood's defense doing an outstanding job tonight.
And they're going to have to do it one more time. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
Big Blaze Hilton again on that tackle. Tinger's in there as well from that. Tinger's in there now at the tackle spot.
4 minutes left on the play clock. Huge play for Friendswood, trying to get the crowd on their feet. Watch for George to roll the pocket and pick this thing up.
George Hoolan, handoff up the middle. Got a first down, still on his feet. Churning. Be brought down and called dead about the 32-yard line, but that is enough for a first down.
And one more is going to do it. With that one timeout.
One timeout, you're right.
1-2 first downs should do it. You got 3:40 and ticking on the clock. I think two first downs absolutely seals the ball game.
Yeah, it's
going to be tough. Looks like Bubba Farrell trotting in the game for Blaze Hilton. Blaze needed a breather. 3:20 remaining, play clock under 10.
Trips formation to the left side for the Sharks. George around the right side, run.
Oh, took a lick right there from Tinger.
Lost his helmet.
Cut back. Oh, that's huge right there. Has to come out of the ball game. Going to send out a quarterback who is ice cold. This is going to be Drones back in the game, the young sophomore, and that is going to be a tough break right there for the Sharks, and they have to burn a timeout.
And they do, and right now the rain is just started.
And that's a good break for Friendswood, I'd like to think.
Drones comes in the game, cold. Well, no, you're going to have the quarterback still.
No, Drones is in the game. You have to come out regardless.
He's got to have that play, yeah.
And, boy, that is a huge break. Drones is
Wet ball, new
coming to the game. Wet ball. The center's been snapping it low all game. We saw what happened last time there was a quarterback change. That is a huge break for the Mustangs, and you absolutely have to key run right here. You have to bring the house. No way Drones is throwing this football ice cold.
Second down and 8. Again, Hoolan in the backfield behind Drones. Jones still trying to stretch. Drones out there stretching out on the field. He's been a little tight since that first quarter action. Blaze Hilton hustles back in the ball game right now.
Bubba Farrell
gets off. 3:11 left here in the game. Twin receivers to both sides for Drones. Pressure. Linebackers flooding the line. Drones takes his time. 15 on the play clock.
Still looking to the sidelines. Play clock under 10. Drones looks like he's not getting the play call in. 6-5.
Fake the end around. Hand off to Hoolan up the middle. It's about a 5-yard gain. And
Drones, it's going to make it third and about 2. The Mustangs have to have a stop here. We'll see if they use that timeout or let it run and save it just in case they pick this thing up. 3rd and 2. A huge play. This could do it. If the Sharks pick it up. 2:30 and ticking. 20 seconds on the play clock. The Sharks look to the sideline to get it. You got to think it's going to be Hoolan again. He's had success on 3rd down.
He is in there besides George. George barks it out. George on the caper around the right side, follows Hoolan's block.
Mustangs got him.
Got him down.
Mustangs going to have to burn that timeout, and they do. 2:08 remaining, and the Sharks are going to have to boot it away. There is still hope alive for the Mustangs. There was a cluster of them.
That's
Hermes' side of the ball, doing a good job of that D in position. We talked about it before the game. They had to contain George on that QB keeper and the QB scrambles. That's exactly what your DN is supposed to do. Scrape that line of scrimmage, set the edge, and he did exactly that, getting him for no gain. 2:08. The punting unit will be on for the Sharks, and you're going to have an explosive return man in Halata back there.
You got the rain coming down now. The umbrellas are out. You're going to have a wet ball.
Keep in mind what happened on the last punt.
Absolutely. 2:08 left. Friendswood, the bottom line is this. Cut everything else happening in the game. You're going to have about 2 minutes on the clock to go win this ball, to tie this thing up. And that's all you can ask for right now. Forget everything else. Come out there, get this, but you're going to have no timeouts on the clock.
No timeouts is going to hurt, but it's high school. The clock's going to stop after those first down. In 2 minutes, Halata is going to have his heels on the 26, 27-yard line right now. We'll see if this punt is a good one. Maybe he will not even get this thing off.
High snap. He does get it. The kick is away.
It's a good one.
Great kick. That's way over Halata's head. 10-5.
Oh, he's in the end zone. Okay.
That's going to be a touchback. Woo,
that was a close one. Nearly got that thing out of there, but slid into the end zone as well as the ball. Friendswood's going to have to go a long way in 1:59 and then convert on the 2 to make this an overtime football game.
Update scores real quick. Hightower on top of ball, 35-25, 5 minutes left in the ball game. Terry on top of Texas City, 30-27, 2 minutes left in the ball game. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Daniel Feaster. Without Mr. Feaster, you wouldn't be hearing us right now. And any snarky comments from MCS, that was also him as well. But they're all beautiful, so don't worry. Great job. So here we go. 1st and 10. Ball is on the 20-yard line of the Mustangs. 80 yards to go, 1:59 left. No timeouts.
Looks like an offside. It's a free play.
Gurdon is going to be brought down, and the ball is going to be thrown out of bounds, but I think you're right. They're going to have it offsides. It is. Getting close to that magic number 20.
No, it's 18. We're getting there.
We're getting there, but that's
2
number
more.
6 offsides or 7?
Oh, I don't know. I'm running out of
I know. I'm
fingers
with you.
to count on.
I agree with you on that. 1:54, so 5 seconds off the clock. Friendswood now gets a 1st and 5 from the 25-yard line. Regardless of the penalty, that play was not the one you wanted to start this drive out. Trips receivers to the left side, twins to the right. Gurdon back to pass. Gurdon rolls his right. Oh, no. Gurdon throws it away. Good night.
Good job, Ryan Revere, playing defensive back.
Goodness.
And good job of not getting that intentional grounding right there. Revere playing DB on TJ Marshall.
Yes.
Because he had to get in his face, or that would have been a pick and the ball game. Revere saved that one. 2nd and 5. Gurdon, just too much pressure in his face. He's been sacked a few times tonight. 1:47 remain. He's going to have to get better protection as they bring in the double tight.
2nd and 5 now for the Mustangs. Fluellen is coming out of the ball game.
And here, Owen look for
Lee.
Lee.
Back deep. That ball's going to be
incomplete, but there is a flag down.
Well, of course there is.
Lee coming from across the formation, dragging across, turning it up the field. Love the route. Not enough on it. Had a step on his man. But, boy, that is a long throw from Gurdon from the opposite side of the field. That's a tough one to make. Let's see what this call is.
Going the wrong direction. That's going to be a hold on the Mustangs.
Tough break for the Stangs. 2nd and 15. And now the Mustangs have 85 yards to march in 1:40.
I like the idea on the play call.
Love it. Love the play call. Lee coming all the way across the formation, wheeling it up. Just not enough on that ball, and the hold was there.
Double tight we got one tight. Twin receivers to the right side. Gurdon back to pass. Rolls out. Oh, he's trying to find some running room. He's going to get blasted.
He took a lick. And, man, they wanted Lee down the seam right there. He released, but there he was slightly covered up. Gurdon was getting pressured, was unable to stand in the pocket. Gurdon showing some serious toughness.
Sir.
Looks like TJ Marshall laid a lick on him. 1:15 remaining and ticking. Mustangs have no timeouts. 2 more plays to pick up this first, and time on the field. An official's timeout. To get an injured Shark off the field.
There you go.
But that should burn one of the Sharks' timeouts as it's under 2 minutes. We will see about that.
I'm going to give a lot of credit right there to Luke Gurdon. He took a shot indeed, and pops right back up and says, hey, y'all need me. Let's go. 3rd and 11.
Regardless of how he plays in every single game, Gurdon does show toughness, and he is a great leader for this Mustangs offense.
Absolutely. 1:10 left here from Henry Winston. Ball's on the Mustang 19. They've got 81 yards to go. Trips receivers to the left side. Alvarez now comes in motion to the right. Alvarez knows he needs to get it. That ball is going to be high and out of bounds, way over Austin Alvarez's head.
They were running that switch route, coming back. Alvarez running that wheel out of the motion, came back to the sticks. Gurdon too late there, just not in sync right there. If he throws that ball before Alvarez turns around, he needs to be able to turn around and have that ball right near his chest. Instead, Alvarez is already out of his route, broken down, and that ball sails and was thrown a little late. 54 seconds remaining, but time is no issue right now. It's fourth down.
This is it.
Do or die time for the Mustangs.
Twin receivers to both sides for Garden. Garden's got time. Garden still has time. Now rolls to his left. Got a flag. There's going to be a hold at least on Friendswood. And that pass is incomplete.
That's
so
not going to matter.
It's not.
Looking for the Flew down the field. Hit him in the hand. Ball too high. Flew not that tall. Unfortunately, I believe that's going to be a hold, and that should do it. That's going to be the ball game.
Unless we can possibly get a magical face mask call, and we are.
Does not look like it.
No, it's going the other way.
And that's going to be 2 straight losses for the Friendswood Mustangs. 2 quality teams. And what's the most frustrating thing about both these losses is that they're 2 close games, and 2 close games that you easily could have won. Now, I don't know if we have any Texans fans listening, but red zone woes, that's the story of the ball game tonight.
Absolutely. So that's 2 8-point losses in back-to-back weeks that you say you're right. You can just go back and look. And in a game like that, you're looking at 1 mistake or 2 mistakes. There's a multitude of those little ones that just added up for the Friendswood Mustangs this game as Jamarian George comes in, takes the knee. 40 seconds now, and the play clock is not even reset, so that really should be it. The play clock says 6, and now it's reset to 40. So that's going to do it from Henry Winston here. Homecoming 2018. Valiant effort by the Friendswood Mustangs, but they do come up 8 points short tonight. Final score here is going to be 27-19. People all over the state are going to see this score and say, wow, what a game. What a great job by the Mustangs. But you don't take those moral victories right now. You're trying to get victories in the win column. And for Friendswood, they do come up short tonight. We're going to come right back here on the Frank's Collision Center postgame show to wrap this thing up from Henry Winston. Final score tonight, Shadow Creek 27, Friendswood 19. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
Motor Trends is a locally owned and operated pre-owned auto dealership that specializes in customer service and one-price selling. The Yarbrough family invites everyone from the Friendswood Clear Lake area to look us up online at motortrendsonline.com, or just come on by and see us on FM 528 on the border of Friendswood and Alvin. We have a great selection of trucks, SUVs, sports cars, and sedans. We support Friendswood Athletics.
We have school spirit. What about you? JSC Federal Credit Union offers Friendswood High School Mustang mascot ATM and debit cards. Parents, students, and staff, show your school spirit with your very own Mustang's mascot card. Visit jscfcu.org for more information on the mascot cards and our other products and services available. JSC Federal Credit Union, home of the Friendswood High School Mustang mascot card, with 2 Friendswood branch locations.
With so many community banks around town being bought out by larger regional financial institutions, the Texan Bank is standing strong as one of the last true community banks in Houston. They have a strong commitment to do the right thing the right way. They're a full-service, independent community bank with a friendly neighborhood feel, and their new mobile banking products make it easier than ever to make.
And welcome back to Henry Winston Stadium, where the final score here tonight is Shadow Creek 27, Friendswood 19. It's the Frank's Collision Center post-game show, and we're going to wrap this thing up pretty quick. Get ready. We had a short week. Next game Thursday night in Fort Bend versus Fort Bend Hightower, who, by the way, they're going to win this ball game. Looks like they're up 10 with 5 minutes left on Galveston ball. Terry, looks like they're going to hang on to win over Texas City tonight. This game, we've been saying it all game, it's frustrating. It's a game where you can't make too many mistakes to win, and Shadow Creek gave you so many opportunities tonight. I mean, the 18 penalties, the 3 turnovers. I mean, for Friendswood, you had opportunities, but you just didn't take advantage of them, and therefore it's an 8-point loss. Is how all that adds up.
Yeah, nobody expected Shadow Creek to only put up 27 points.
Right.
If the Mustangs were to win this ballgame, we figured that the offense would have to be much more potent. Now the offense only actually put up 7 points tonight. They put up one score. You had 2 technically defensive touchdowns by the Mustangs tonight. That's really not how things were expected to go. You had 4 trips to the red zone, and you got absolutely nothing to show for it. This game, you came in as the underdogs, and Shadow Creek really did everything they could to give you a chance to stay in the ball game, especially with that crucial fumbled punt towards the end of the ball game. And they got down again, couldn't pick up a 4th and 1 right around the 20-yard line. They tried to get too cute, tried to not go power football, which is what's been working for them all game, tried to toss outside. Nothing was there.
Over Friendswood, again, like I said, people talk about moral victories, this, that, and the other. Bottom line is you're 2-2 right now, looking to play Hightower next Thursday, who is also 2-2. You're playing for that 4th playoff spot right now, and we knew this district was going to be tough. I said from the start of the year, I don't think anybody's going to go through this district undefeated. And, right now you've got Foster, who plays Angleton tomorrow. Who knows if that thing's going to turn out. Foster hadn't played Shadow Creek yet. One of those are going to have a loss.
I tell you what, Shadow Creek is most certainly a beatable football team.
No doubt. I don't care what the scores have been in their record. They can easily lose a ball game. Could have easily lost tonight, but obviously did not. We're going to wrap this thing up here. The player of the game, well, let's talk about the play of the game first. Really no debate on that one. The play of the game was our Fluellen touchdown, which started out
with a Gurdon,
unfortunately,
a Gurdon interception.
Right, Gurdon interception.
Couldn't see who jarred it out. I thought it was Alvarez. You thought it was Big Mike Gibson.
It was a host
could have been a combination. Regardless, ball pops out. Fluellen with his head on a swivel, scoops it, takes the ball in about 15 yards out, and that game would have been done if that interception would have stood. Instead, the Mustangs put up 6 out of the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you're right there near a tie, but then you don't get the 2-point conversion. So, I mean, all that being said, however, that flipped the momentum for a moment in Friendswood, and you thought for just can they do it? But, yeah, great play. Alex Fluellen, great job of being heads up right there. Player of the game tonight, a lot of candidates on that defense tonight for Friendswood. Friendswood's defense played an outstanding job. I mean, yeah, you say, well, you go at 27. Yeah, they came in averaging 51.
And that is a huge shutdown.
That's absolutely big. But the player of the game tonight is going to be the defender who did score for the Mustang, but had an all-around great game. That's going to be Dane Roney from that linebacker position. Dane, again, we had many good candidates. Mike Hermes, Jackson Stevens, Tinger. But
so Helton's all over the place too.
Helton, I mean, again, really the defense.
And we tell you what, show some love to the interior D-line because they clogged the middle
Farrell,
all
Hilton,
night long.
Yes, absolutely. But Dane Roney, congratulations. You get our player of the game, and as always, you get nothing for that but love from the Lows. So there you go. Hope you enjoy that love all weekend long. So we're going to wrap it up right now here from Henry Winston. Homecoming not so happy tonight for the Mustangs, but they'll get right back into it, and good. They got a short week. 6 nights from tonight, we'll be playing in Fort Bend. We'll be there with you as always. For Justin Lowe, I am Kirk Lowe. Daniel Feaster, great job on the board this evening. Thank you for all you do. As always, MCS Sports, we'll see y'all next Thursday. Have a wonderful weekend. We're out.
This has been a presentation of Friendswood High School Athletics on the MCS Sports Network. Tonight's game was brought to you by Hometown Bank, Select Spine and Sports Medicine, JSC Federal Credit Union, Generators of Houston, Motor Trends, Montz and Mayer Dental Group, and by RE/MAX. Thanks for listening, and go Mustangs!